Howdy folks, welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your DM this evening and most, and joining me are my friends Matt, Dan, Olive, and Ari. We are minus one Kara, who is out supporting their partner, but we are going to be playing some Starfinder in just a little bit. A couple of quick announcements before we do. First, we have a YouTube at Alberon RPG, where you can see all of our old sessions when they re-air on Sunday, followed by the D&D campaign that we play on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have a Instagram where you can see different close-ups of whatever we have on our table right now. It's just little swatches of dice from a mystery project, but you will be able to see that mystery project when it airs February 14th on YouTube. But you can see all the other things that come up on the table. We have battle maps, we have handouts, we have all kinds of stuff that will hit that table, and that is at Alberon RPG on Instagram. And that is all the announcements that I have for this week. It's time for this week's session of Mosaic Team 5.
One word.
There's one. Mosaic Team 5. That's good. Glad that it's happening. Mosaic Team 5. Last we played, you looted Hardcore Henry's compound, relieving the various lackeys of their weapons, along with what little remained from Henry's disintegrated body. Gibbs, you gathered elements of the greenhouse and began rushing it on a handcart to the Bloodwalk against the backdrop of the USR invasion of the Zin Crawler, as multiple ships dropped out of the drift to engage in the pirate fleet. Echo sped through the compound and gathered some flash shurikens from the Spartan bedroom of Hardcore Henry, and then sped down to convince Gibbs of a more expedient approach to their desire to feed the masses. Bubbles and Shade looted the watchtower and found that it had been stripped of its most important component, a Vesk electronic warfare suite designed for a capital battleship. You then gathered in a simple but sporty car and drove back to your hangar bay, picking up Gibbs along the way. Hueltex received the coordinates of your ship, parked on the far side of the dark planet Karachi, and left to meet you there, leaving the rest of you to pilot your 3 ships amongst the 5 of you across a battle between the USR forces and the pirate ships mounting an increasingly futile defense of the Zin Crawler. Shade, you stole a space tow truck, for lack of a better descriptor, and used your skills to easily evade the battlefield and reach the director once more. The rest of you had to really push your skills to the max to evade the potent scanning capabilities of the USR battleship Philadelphia, a massive ship that seemed to be the flagship of the fleet that had now arrived. You were able to do so, exceeding the DC of that check by only 2, and the rest of you, and you all met Hueltex, who apparently walked to the Karachi, and together boarded the director, who seemed to be a bit quieter and more reserved in the presence of this stranger. You managed to elude the USR and, as it would later turn out, your reward, and dropped into the drift, spending a day hurtling towards the Mosaic Vivarium. Even as you changed your destination mid-drift, you experienced no negative consequences and arrived on time to the Void Chill Shoal, and were greeted by your White Yosoki boss, Peep. You all learned from Peep that the USR had attempted to reward you with physical assets, but in your absence, they had instead wired funds to Mosaic on your behalf. Enough that Gibbs, Shade, and Bubbles found themselves, at long last, out of debt. You also obtained several options for sidearms and other gear, along with some new armor to improve some of your defenses. Spice and Gibbs teamed up to distract Hultex so that Echo, Bubbles, and Shade could move Cindy off the ship and into a specially prepared gel-filled biocell that would stabilize her explosive skin. Cindy, still dazed, thanked all of you, and you left for the assemblage. On the first day of your trip, that turned out to be about 6 days, you received a briefing from Hultex, and he told you that you would likely face interceptors from an unknown origin, and that aside from that, your objective was to obtain a piece of technology that served as a unique fragment of the All Code. He revealed concretely that he believed that his interests ran parallel to your own. The first day passed largely without issue. Shade, you set about upgrading some items, with Spice catching up on missed messages on their communicator for the first time in several weeks.
Whoa.
And all of you in different groups. Yeah. All of you in different groups confirmed that each believed that there was a large conflict brewing somewhere within or around the USR. Bubbles in particular remarked to Shade that it was time to be players and to stop being useful idiots. You rested, and as the first of 4 days passed, there was a power fluctuation that rolled through the ship that Echo and Shade both noticed. Gibbs, however, you noticed, in addition, several of the LED lights on your fake Driftmas tree have gone out, and some of the control panels around are dim or slightly flickering. And as the clock strikes midnight and the power surge sort of flickers out and ends, that is where we begin this evening. Give me just 1 second. Oh, the music's already perfect. As the clock strikes midnight and the power surges, only Gibbs is aware of anything more than a burp in the power. Most ships see these frequently, but you haven't seen one in the director yet, and so maybe, Shade, that does strike a nerve with you. It's midnight on the nose on the 29th of April, and there is 52 hours and 30 minutes remaining on the drift countdown clock until you emerge from the drift at your coordinates that Hultex has given you. This gives all of you 2 full days, and then 4 hours to prep for arrival on the day of. Echo is asleep, conveniently, but the rest of you are all settling in for the night when this occurs. What are you all doing?
Sitting in the cockpit, presumably. Can I do any sort of check to see if... Because, like, for Shade does not want Hultex aboard. And the director's being pretty quiet and not super directory.
That's true.
Is this an attempt to reach out from the director, or is this some sort of... I'm gonna physically go see if Hultex is up to something after I check, like, what's going on.
Make a computer's check then first. While you make this computer's check in the cockpit, is there anything else anybody else is doing?
Director, Spice. Away from Hultex. She'll probably close the door of the armory and be like, Director, are you there?
So you close the door of the armory and you say that, and there is no response.
Hello. What was that burp all about?
A couple seconds go by and you get a message on your communicator.
I don't think she reads it.
Okay, no worries.
So.
43.
With a 43, as you go through, you run every diagnostics that you can imagine. You haven't seen a power fluctuation at all. Never mind one in the drift, and that could be catastrophic. So you do as much as you can. You pull through, and you do notice that right at midnight, there is a fluctuation in the power. And it has, I would say, with a 43, several sources. You don't get exactly where, even with that check. This is generalized to somewhere within the cargo hold, somewhere within the hallway that contains the armory, the crew quarters, and the bathroom. Somewhere in that area, there's a sort of surge. And then there seems to be one from the airlock as well. There might even be more, but they overlap. They're large. And though they're large in their kind of radius, they're so subtle that they're really hard to detect. If you weren't looking for them, you could easily just glance at your ship readout and see nothing wrong. You are looking at decimal places that seem to have been drained all at once from several places, and slowly they flicker back. You see, at the moment, there is 0.1% of a power drain that seems to be coming from the drift mystery lights, or I would say, you don't see drift mystery lights up on the heads-up display, but you can see coming from the power panel that they're plugged into.
I'm gonna go over to the drift mist tree and see if there's any. Seems like pretty strange that something like this would happen with Huel techs on board. I'm gonna check out. Is he still just sitting where he was sitting?
Okay,
Has anyone been keeping eyes on him?
You go over and you can see the Echo is asleep. They are asleep in a place that makes it pretty easy for them to keep an eye on them. And if you stay long enough, every now and then you would see just sliver of a crescent blue that would indicate that Echo is still keeping an eye on Hueltex. And Hueltex has not moved. And much like what Echo had observed, with that 43 especially as a computer's check, they are on airplane mode. They are
So that
silent.
hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed, and it isn't just that they haven't woken up. They're a fortress right now. There is nothing that is getting in or getting out. And you get the sense from that, likely, this is not Hueltex's doing.
So it's probably something either external or still on the ship, but we're unaware of it.
That would track.
Bubs is probably going to go in the armory. And before that, he's probably going to just do a little arts and crafts with some stuff.
Okay.
Just like make some like paper mache stuff and whatever.
Okay.
And he's going to go and see Spice, and he's going to go, hey. He's going to knock on the door. Babe, you in there?
Director? What?
No, babe, it's Bubs. And Bubs is going to really open the door.
Director would never call me babe. I know who it is.
Oh, no. Well, I'm glad you know who it is. How are you doing?
How is she doing? What just happened? I think she's fine.
Okay.
Wait a second.
No.
Yeah. Wait, no, not fine. Yeah, wait, sad. You're right. I just reamed out Huel text about Julian. Not good. Probably stomping around the room. She's got a lot of like angry, unreleased energy. So she's like pacing. She like doesn't know what to do with her hands.
The rage room.
Yeah. So she's unsettled.
Babe, you're like doing that thing where you pace and have like that energy like that's like kind of intimidating, but like also like, it's kind of lovely in a way.
Yes. Thank you. What do you have? What?
Nothing. It's just I don't know. I felt like, I heard you yelling a lot in the room next door, and I just wanted to see if you were okay. And he's gonna take her hand in his.
She'll return it, and she goes, the short answer is no, I'm not okay. I'm sure you remember the first time you brought up Julian.
Yeah, it was our first date.
Yeah. So I've been living this whole time in a blissfully ignorant, I suppose, of his whereabouts and his state of aliveness, because it was much easier to believe that he was dead. And now that I know he's alive, the truth of my cowardice has been absolutely brought to my forefront of my face. And so yeah, I'm not doing that well, Bubbles.
That's a lot. I get that, and I don't think it's cowardice just because all these happenstances played out the way they did. I think that's just life. Life is messy sometimes. And
Bubbles, you know how you have been so doggedly going after Miles and trying to find your siblings?
yeah,
I wasn't doing that for Julian. That's not great. I wish I was, but I wasn't.
Do you think what Hardcore Henry said about him hating you is... Do you believe that's true?
No, I don't. I don't think it's true.
Bub is just gonna look down. Do you say that because part of you wants to see him again?
I hate this conversation, but again, the truth is yes. I do want to see him again.
Are you trying to knock on the door? Okay. You can knock at this point. You've done your computer's check. You've peeked in on Fueltex, and from behind you, you can hear this kind of murmurs of this conversation. And it sounds like an actual conversation, not the normal murmurs that you hear.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna knock, and then I'm gonna go grab Gibbs, presumably.
Gibbs is nose into the Christmas tree and is just trying to lick the bulb, take the bulbs out and lick and see if the current stops at the bulb that's broken or what's wrong. I don't know. Gibbs is doing bullshit science to figure out if it's do I just need a new light,
Make a fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude saving throw?
I'm
licking light bulbs.
Gibbs, don't lick that. Something is wrong.
12?
Okay.
That's the light bulb?
As you lick it, it is like your entire tongue turns to stone, and for a moment you can feel that same rigidity threaten to grasp your whole body. Your fur fluffs out, and you yank away before you can become electrocuted, but it's close. You realize that though the light is out, if you unscrew the bulb and you lick the exposed sort of portion, you're licking the direct current that's coming out of the
and that's
wall.
working.
It's certainly working,
Okay.
and it almost worked really well against you. But you pull away in time. There's a little that comes out of some of your whiskers, and you now do have a fluffy kind of look, but you are okay.
Yeah. So Gibbs just fucking around with the Christmas tree, really. Pseudoscience bullshit over here.
There was an anomalous power surge. Something is attempting to access the ship in some way.
Are the two of you responding to the knock on the door?
Yeah, Bubs will get up and he'll see that Shade kind of left and is now talking to Gibbs.
Okay.
And he'll kind of peek and go, Shade?
Something is going on with the ship.
Oh, 1 second. And Bubs will walk out and
Okay.
what's going on?
Something's trying to steal our Christmas spirit. Look, it's dimmer.
There was an anomalous power fluctuation. Typically not cause for concern. However, our situation is a bit unique in that aspect. Given
Spice, you get another message on your communicator.
Don't look at it.
given the drift element, it should be something to take caution with. The power fluctuation was generalized in a few areas along the ship. I don't believe that it was Fueltex. However, it does mean that something either inside or outside of the ship that we do not know about is attempting to make contact in some way.
Does this sound like those bugs that we had that one time? Remember those bugs we had?
Samads.
Yeah.
I think it's a giant eye that's gonna try to laser us out of
See,
the
I'm thinking
sky.
it's a ghost of Christmas past.
It was
Little Jupor, you here?
incredibly precise.
Is it something we should be worried about?
Again, typically not. However, our unique situation does warrant some concern.
Should we spread out in the areas you identified and like look around? Look for bugs or ghosts or gods? I look for gods.
Make a religion check.
Great.
I look for gods.
How about mysticism?
Yes, thank you.
I got a 19 on the dice.
Oh, and your mysticism
go.
is like a
Mysticism's
19. Yeah, okay.
So-
38.
Is he with us now?
With a 38, you
Which god?
consider this. You consider gods, and you don't think, especially after casting Remove Affliction and getting rid of the Lao Shupo curse that was on Echo, you don't get the sense that there is a god amongst you.
Okay.
You,
Just you.
just only one that is rising currently. But aside from you, there is no god. The idea of a entity that exists on a plane other than this one, that might sting a little bit more true.
Ooh.
You look at this tree and the lights are all working. You can see none of the panels fluctuate or move at all. Maybe something that exists within the electricity. But Gibbs, this is a Driftmas tree. And you think about the ghost of Driftmas past,
Yeah.
and maybe there's something to that.
Gibbs sort of stops the like generic glow she composed to do the thing, and is like, it's not a god, but it's definitely something more ghosty woasty.
Ooh. We should make offerings.
Maybe it's spelling out something. Do the string lights.
Ouija board.
You know the thing in Stranger Things with the.
No, they all look. Right now, they're all going, except for the one that you pulled out,
Oh.
and it's currently like shorted a little bit. Everything else is working.
All right.
Back to normal.
Can you look in different planes? Can you look in different planes?
Planes of existence?
Yeah.
Nope.
Can
I
I?
can see an ultraviolet.
Ooh, can you do that?
That will not necessarily. It is always
Oh.
a feature.
Okay. Can I detect magic?
You sure can.
What did you mean by ghosties? Did you sense something?
Like, you know, I am being cautious that it's not just wishful thinking, but I, you know, in considering this problem, it is precise, which ghosts usually aren't, so, like, we'll see, but it could be something in a different plane of existence. Something akin to a long
Oh, I have an idea. So, Triune is the god of the drift, and we're in the drift, so maybe Triune has something to say to us, especially because we're going after a piece of the All Code, and Hultex is trying to be Triune. So maybe Hultex will understand more. If we're doing a Ouija board and trying to get in touch with Triune, I bet Hultex would be the one who would know how to do it.
Yeah, but do we really want to tell Hultex that we're worried about a Christmas light?
Yeah,
Does it seem like
I mean, he's in trouble
doesn't seem
too.
like a triune? Because if it was something having to do with triune, wouldn't Hultex be the one to like offer that information to us as a part of
You don't know much about Triune. You don't know much about that kind of nature of things. I'd say Gibbs, with a 38 from your mysticism check, when Spice talks about Triune, what they're saying is not necessarily wrong. There is some element of truth to the fact that this might be some kind of a message in that way. This feels a little bit more direct. This feels a little bit more immediate.
Can I? Is this malicious? How? Can I?
Make a sense motive.
Yeah.
Are there like extraplanar entities that are like logged that I would know about that inhabit drift space?
Make a cultures check and take a +2 conditional modifier.
24. To vibe check a sense motive if this is malicious.
With the 24, it's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell because so far this has been a power fluctuation and a couple lights have gone out briefly, and now it's done. And you look around and you listen as good as you can, and with the 24, you can hear the sound of the engines pulsing, you can hear the sound of the air hissing through. Spice, you get another communication, and you can actually hear the sound of that as well.
22.
Spice is trying to make a Ouija board in front of the Driftmas tree, so she ignores the communicator again.
Where's
It's
your
just like goes over her
communicator
head.
located?
So at the 22,
Probably on like by her ear.
as you think about this and you think about the different, there are thousands of different entities that could encounter or in sort of account for what you're experiencing. And again, brief power fluctuation, a couple lights went out. It's not, that could be just the ship. That's the most likely reason. But if you're talking about entities, there are drift whales. It
That was
would be
the thing that I was thinking. Drift whales.
it would be hard to have not noticed them, but it's not unheard of, especially because you've noticed the director has been pretty quiet. But they're pretty large. You would imagine that somebody would have noticed that. But there are entities like that. There are different things that feed off of the drift engines. There are entities that are like Gibbs is suggesting, kind of ghostly in nature. You've heard tales of things like drift ghosts that are like left behind of tragic accidents, and they can inhabit other ships. But you've also heard of something called the Drift Mothman, and like that doesn't really feel real to you.
Lore.
The pictures all look like they were drawn and
It's
like
in the
crayon.
miscellaneous folder.
Yeah,
We're in
it's
2250 and no one can get a good photo of it.
yeah, still it's all still the same bullshit blurry photos. But yeah, it could be a lot of different things.
Hey, you downloaded a super cool app on your communicator. Can I borrow it?
You could take it off her head if you wanted to. She's just.
I will like trade it though with mine.
She's pushing a dial around, and then she's like holding a piece of the Christmas lights, being like.
Ooh, and I'll just like stand on my tippy toe and like put my hand on your head so it connects her to the ground a little bit more. And I'm the antenna of this process, but I want to look at the communicator.
Yeah. So you go by, I mean, there's lots of messages because Spice has been going through things. So you see like tons of spam. You see things for like the 25-year anniversary tour of Heart of Roses or Ace of Roses. You see like all these different things kind of pop up.
Ooh, meat pucks.
You do see that there are unread messages from Peep and things like that. Nothing recent.
The chirping I just chirped.
You definitely heard that chirping, but nothing recent.
I hold it up and I wait for it to like a Geiger counter to like beep more in specific areas.
You hold it up. You hold it up. And you just watch as Gibbs just
We're
walks
the
around
antenna.
holding your communicator.
I think I gotta.
Director, monitor any strange power fluctuations.
Isn't he supposed to respond?
I mean, he was told not to because we have a guest aboard that everybody
Who
thinks.
told him?
Huh?
I didn't tell him. Did you tell him?
Tell who?
Tell him to
The
not?
director? Yeah. Both Echo and Shade were like, "Shut up." What?
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
You guys are in the kind of cargo area right now. So Heltex is only about 30 feet away through a closed door.
I think we should get a heel text. I don't think we need to be this secretive around heel text. That's just my thought. If we die on this ship, Hueltex is dying too, and I'm sure that Hueltex doesn't want to die.
I do not disagree, but there is a reason why the director is not communicating with us in its normal habit.
I mean, I know. You told him not to.
I did not say anything prior to the director doing it of its own accord.
Echo did. Somebody did. Olive remembers that.
Do you think the director's doing this like as a defense mechanism or something?
Something is off. I do not know what. It was an otherwise slight anomaly.
All right, Spice is gonna go up to Hueltex.
Wait, we should find out if it's if the person that we're worried about is responding because they can't or because they were asked not to. We should do one of those like blink twice if you're listening kind of things. You know, like flicker the lights twice if you're
That's what the Ouija board is for.
Maybe this is the director. Is this the director? Do our lights flicker?
Gibbs, make a diplomacy check.
Natural 20!
Okay.
Plus 11.
Laura. Jesus.
Sorry,
It was just my keys, so it sounded worse than it really was.
I
It was
wasn't sure
just
what
fine.
just-
No,
I
it was
thought,
literally
like,
just my
things
keys.
were destroyed over there.
No.
So you get a message on your communicator, Gibbs, almost immediately. You hold up and you ask for a sign. And the lights flicker once. And then the communicator goes off. And the communicator is a simple spam message, but you immediately clock that it is not a spam sender. almost certainly this is coming from the director. There is no like from message or anything like that. And all it is a generic advertisement that identity theft is not a joke. And you get the sense with that natural 20 that you persuaded something to communicate with you, but it was not the director. And this is the director telling you that it was not them.
I say all of that. I'm like, look at this. It's identity theft.
It's on.
You get another message, Gibbs, and this is a movie poster. And you can see it's for Home Alone 45. And in this, the 13th clone of Macaulay Culkin plays the titular character, kind of, defending this, and you can see they are like pointing at the camera in this movie poster, and the caption underneath Home Alone 45 just says, "We've got a problem."
That's not enough. Yeah, we know there's a problem.
No, like.
Yes, I am aware. That is what I've been saying.
But now we know it's specifically with the director.
I'm gonna detect thoughts to anybody that's within range, which is 120 feet.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Are there any ways to communicate with extraplanar entities? Detect thoughts probably the best.
That's a
Option.
good idea, yeah.
I mean, that's all I can offer, and then
don't
other
think-
than that, I'm fucking stumped. I've been looking out the window and seeing if there's anybody there, which no one has.
Well, I mean, I was in the cockpit up
Oh,
until
true. I guess you would have
then,
seen.
So
All right, so detect thoughts. You send out this pulse of psionic energy from your own mind using the innate Lashunta abilities that you have, and immediately you get the sense that there are the intelligences that you are familiar with. There is also it feels like a weird little bubble. This seems to be akin to the shielding that both Echo and Shade have noticed around Hultex.
Okay.
But they seem to have almost cloaked themselves, their mind a little bit, and shielded it. And you get the sense that you won't get their intelligence score. You're not going to get their surface thoughts without some kind of an active probe. But you are detecting that they're there, and you get the sense that they are present.
Yep.
For the other intelligences,
Other intelligences? There's more than one? Okay.
you sense there is
Squeaky.
an intelligence over there.
Squeaky,
He's not at the vivarium. He's still with us.
Squeaky boy. He's always
Yeah.
in the cockpit. He was at the Vivarium. He comes back though. Now we're on the move. We're
And she's
no
like,
longer
I think
undercover.
there's
He's
an
back on the
animal aboard the ship.
But there is multiple entities. And now in the second round, you get the intelligence score of all of your allies, of course. You also get the sense that Squeak is sitting there at intelligence 5,
Okay.
which,
He's a smart dog.
pretty decent. And give me one moment here. This is a great idea.
I'm using my skills.
Way to go.
Yeah, I know. Literally,
We're playing the
doing
game.
a thing.
I've had detect thoughts since level 1.
And it's still
There
coming
are
in handy.
4 other intelligences that you cannot account for aboard the ship. As the second round of Detect Thoughts kind of kicks by, you get the sense that all of these have about average intelligence.
They get to make a will save if that matters.
It does, but it actually doesn't seem to matter for them.
Okay.
You get 10,
Okay.
and then you cannot see their location. But go ahead, and they're going to make the will save on the third round now
Yep,
for
so
this
I can
surface
read.
thought. All right, so the lowest one, that is a D12.
I mean, that would be
We'll
great.
take it.
I'll take it.
They actually roll pretty well.
Damn it.
Lowest one, what kind of save?
It's a will save.
19.
Oh, Mita Pizza.
Nice.
Mine is
They
19.
all-
For a
Wow.
moment, you get the sense, and it kind of locks in, and you can see that there's nothing in the gunnery bay, and then you just lose track of the kind of chaotic swirl. And here in the drift, there's like weirdness that kind of comes in at the edges, and that makes it hard to focus. Mm-hmm. But you, yeah, that was a great idea.
So Spice will be like, she relays that there's 4 intelligences somewhere, but she also says, like, fuck, I can't. There's too much weird shit in the air that I can't.
Could you isolate more generally where they were?
Yeah,
Could
you
you
can.
isolate more generally?
Could you grab the ship?
Oh, yes, I
Show you
can.
roughly where they are?
I'm wondering, are they the same points of power fluctuation that I saw, or that I detected within the hold, the hallway to the armory, and one in the airlock? Like those kind of triangulation points that I had gotten of the
Oh, you know
interferences.
what?
Here's
Oh, we still have our shuttle, yay!
Oh, Gibbs!
I fixed her.
Thank you so much.
We kept the. Did we keep the whatchamacallits, interceptors not tethered? We left them at the Bavarian.
Correct.
Okay.
But they're there for you if you want them.
Gibbs is here.
Should
I'll
have
say
probably put some.
that they're located within 20 feet of these ducks.
They're in the ducts, guys! We gotta crawl through the walls.
Hang on.
I like puns.
I go sleeping in the recycling.
Sleeping in the recycling bay? It's actually 2.
I mean, they were somewhere where they could keep an eye on fuel techs. Oh, I guess they're in there then.
Yeah, that's
Jelly
the
ducks.
our normal
Alright.
sleeping area. When Gibbs is in med bay.
So Echo's,
So it is where you
Echo's laying right there.
notice Shade. Matt.
Yeah, both. So you can see, let me bring up the battle cam here. Could you slide that just a little bit over towards the center of the table? Oh, lovely. Love to see it.
Oh yeah.
There's one with Christmas tree,
Yeah.
2 there, and 1 over here.
And is this information relayed to us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What Bubs is gonna do, since he's in the area, and I can imagine Spite, did you like point or anything, or?
She says it verbally. Because you can see while she's detecting thoughts, she has to concentrate really fucking hard. So her, like, eyes are rolled back in the back of her head, and she's just, like, verbally saying things as she...
Okay, and
It's almost nonsensical.
in the direction of where she's like kind of like moving as she says this,
Sure.
I'm gonna take out my proton snare
Okay.
and I'm going to try to turn it on, and I'm going to just try to move it to see if I can hit something with it, because if it is a ghost, I would at least be able to feel the friction of when I hit something.
So the proton snare is a disc-shaped device that has
Yeah, it's not
multi-directional
lethal.
rollers.
Yeah, but
5
I'm gonna
points.
hold it up and use it, the roller
As basically like an arm into
Yeah.
the other realm.
Oh, okay.
like as a laser.
I love that.
Like
Okay.
holding out a stick into the water to like hope that a fish touches it.
So I will say, it does say, as a standard action, you may deploy the proton snare on a solid ground up to 20 feet away. As a move action, you can activate the snare by stomping on it or pressing the switch. The snare emits a 20-foot cone of high-intensity muon lasers upwards.
Oh, that sounds
I think
It's like a
painful.
bomb.
It's lethal.
That sounds like
No,
Yeah.
muon lasers do nothing to people. It's just ghosts.
it sounds, though, like it does need to be on the ground.
Okay, so I can do
That
it on the
sounds
ground
like,
and I'll roll it around when I hit
the
something.
little box that the Ghostbusters have, right? That's basically what it is, right? I don't know.
I don't know what the word
Ghostbusters.
proton snare means.
So yeah, very similar to the thing from Ghostbusters. What this is basically like it looks almost like a colander that has been folded up, and the top part of it has almost like a gasket that can open up and pull things in. It releases these like muon lasers that can form almost like a laser net around a
A ghost.
ectoplasmic creature of some sort.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move it around when it's on the floor and see if I can hit something with it. And if there's like any like static in the laser or I feel resistance when I'm moving it around,
I don't know.
we'll
Shit.
see.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea, but I don't know if it's.
A ghost.
Well, no, I don't know if it's a combative entity. Like, we don't know if it's trying to attack
Yeah,
us. or
he's just
anything.
trying to poke
Yeah.
into the other side. I appreciate
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea.
I'm trying to see. So
I just liked the idea of the rolling pin into the other side. I don't want us to catch ghosts if they're harmless.
I'm so on board with that. It's like I pull so many ghosts from like other planes.
Yeah,
It's like these could be
them
friendly
alone. Maybe
ghosts.
they're just chilling for a minute. They
I
only
might
took
need
like
them later.
0.01% of our power. It's fine. We've got plenty.
I wish I could adhere them to the ground.
Wait, just gotta find this one that's next to us.
Okay. Sorry, this is a complex thing. Okay, so where are you activating it?
I'm gonna activate it right in front of Spice, where Spice was like walking, and she said the thing.
Okay.
So probably like around in front of the ducks.
Well, no, I'm in front of the Christmas tree, right? Doing the Ouija board and holding
But
So
were
Spice is over
concentrating on your
here
thing.
at
Yeah.
the Ouija board.
But there's two right there.
I'm imagining when she's like laying on the ground under the Christmas tree, just like babbling the
yeah,
things
Bubs
that
probably
she's
wouldn't be
hearing.
near Spice, so
Okay.
we'd probably do it near the
In
middle.
case Spice is a ghost.
So
Like
where are you going? Right there?
Yeah.
over here.
Okay. So you go in and you stand right in that area and you throw this proton trap down on the ground and you stomp on it. And as you do, there is all these lasers just go out and they are this spooky, almost ectoplasmic green in and of themselves that go around and form this beautiful, almost flower of a net. And then it just slowly collapses in, draws in, and then folds. And the proton snare folds shut. Nothing's within 20 feet of that exact spot.
Okay.
Did it work?
I don't really know. Is
Is
there
it
like
closer to get? Oh.
is there like instructions on it to say if it's captured anything?
Yeah, so it has 3 lights on it, and you can see it will have one light that's on, the very first light, if it is on and there's nothing happening. And that's what's currently on. There's a second light, and if that's on, that means that there is something actively trapped inside. There is a third light, and you know that that includes a vibration feature. And when that third light goes off and the vibration starts, that means the creature has lost its incorporeal state and it's about to bust out. So those are the 3 sort of states that you know about. And as far as you can tell,
Bust out.
you successfully deployed it, and there was nothing in that immediate area.
So then the third light basically means that it will try to lose its incorporeal form and bust out. So those are like basically the 3 lights. But maybe
You
if
lost
we
me at vibrating, so.
well maybe if we just
Is there a way to try and access this wirelessly, like through communications systems or other electronics?
What, the proton sir?
I've seen these isolated like radii of fluctuation, and they seem to coordinate with the spots that Spice has picked out. So is there a way to like send a ping through that area and see if there's anything that like reacts to it? Like a non-lethal, just send out a
Yeah, make a computer strike.
generalized message. Uh, 26.
Okay. So with the 26,
Oh wait. I'm good.
okay, with the 26, you send out a pulse, the same thing that we'd use to just locate kind of minute signatures of electronic devices or broadcasting signals or anything that might be in this area. And for a moment, you feel like you do make some kind of a connection, like you're about to pair with another device, like there is about to be the capacity to send a signal or lend a signal, and then it disappears all at once.
Okay. All I'm saying is you gotta fight fire with fire. Can I cast Cool Spirit and summon my own ghost?
Shade, you look up, and for just a moment, after you scan, you just glance at the drift clock, and it says 24 hours.
Did we go through a time anomaly?
What was your question? I'm sorry. And hard to tell.
Well,
Make a physical sciences check.
it's been a whole day
It's been a little more than that.
since we've been
It's
like
been 12
here.
o'clock when Joe
Like,
said.
It was
Yeah.
right
It
at
was
when we
midnight,
began the
yeah.
shift.
No, but there was
Right.
52
And it's still-
hours before,
Right.
and then
And at least
So-
a couple minutes have passed since then.
Correct. I mean,
But not a day and a half.
That
Or
was
our
wild,
clock is
huh?
wrong.
That's why.
What's my clock say on my wrist?
well, you haven't heard any of
It's a
this,
drift
but you just
clock.
happened to look down
It's
at
a
your
countdown.
clock, and it's 12:18, 12:19, about to tick over to 12:20 maybe. But
The internal clock is off. You said
The drift
the
count.
drift
the
count.
drift countdown.
He's infected.
So did we go through some sort of like wormhole and we have like wormhole leeches on us or something?
Captain, what are you looking at?
The drift clock has altered significantly.
It's
Yeah,
altered by about 18 minutes.
that's weird. How come it's not?
Wait, what?
Jade, you look back at
confused.
this, and now you could swear that a second ago it read 24 hours, but now that you look, 51 hours, 42 minutes, 36 seconds, 35 seconds.
What do you mean? I mean, it looks weird, but like I don't understand.
I must have been mistaken.
Spice looks at it too.
Just looks the same as to everybody else.
Is Shade messed up? Like, did something connect to Shade? And Shade's now getting, like, ship gonorrhea?
How are you trying to find out if Shade's having ship gonorrhea?
I'm gonna squint at him, and
It's not quite a medicine check.
he was trying to, like, wirelessly do something.
Make a sense motive check.
Did his dongle get cacked?
It's not very professional to talk about your team worker's dongle.
What do you want, a medical or a sense motive?
Sense motive.
Okay.
Just calling something gonorrhea doesn't get you a medical check. Just to be clear.
-2 because androids.
Yeah, sorry, it's a 10. That makes the math real easy. It's 25.
25.
Yeah, with the -2.
With a 25, you notice just for a moment, brief, for most people, it would be like hesitation, but you having known Shade for so long, it's a moment of uncertainty. When they look at the clock and then they look at the clock again. But what that could mean, who knows?
You should trust your gut, man.
Can I go check in the engineering bay if there's anything going on within, like... There's something on the ship, and it's like some sort of wireless or extraplanar entity not really affecting the ship other than the fact that now we are aware of its presence and it's latched on in some way.
They. There's 4.
Right. It, plural. It has, whatever the entities are.
It's his.
The Eatses.
Isn't that just they? Am I wrong?
Semantics.
No, I think
That's semantics. Yeah.
We're talking about ghosts or something, but we don't even know what they are or what they're doing because after this very, very slight power fluctuation, there hasn't really been much else.
No?
So just doing like a full check of the ship to see if there's any like indication of anything else off, because the director has said that there's a problem, but the only thing that we know is that there are these entities that are presumably part of the problem or the problem.
Sure.
So I don't know how else can we try to get where the sources of these are.
Okay.
Just start looking for physical anomalies.
Sure. So make a general perception check, and I would say take a plus 4 conditional modifier, and this is symbolic of you taking a little time to do this.
That's pretty good.
While he's doing the check, I have something that Spice wants to do.
Nice.
Spice is gonna go to Heal Text.
Okay.
She opens the door, closes it behind her, but leaves it unlocked if anybody wants to come. Like, that's fine. She's gonna saddle up to Heal Text. Where is Heal Text right now?
Exactly where you left him.
So he's on the couch, just...
He's boxed up.
Yeah.
Sitting there, hasn't
You
moved.
could probably put a cardboard box over him and he wouldn't even do anything.
Okay, well,
It's like one of those British
Spice
things.
looks at her guitar, considers for a second playing a song, decides not to because that didn't work the first time or any of the times. And she sits down next to Heal Text and be like, so, did you feel that little bump in the road?
What was your check? Okay, that's pretty good. Wow. Hold on to that for a second. You sit down next to Heal Text, this massing, hulking figure wearing this like dark gray, silvery poncho. You can see the hood has been pulled down purposefully to cover its view from you performing previously, and they still haven't moved. You get no response.
Ding dong, anybody home?
Make a sense motive check.
Okay.
What's his race? Do we know?
No.
Oh, we didn't.
We never even looked. I thought it was
His
android.
race is well armored.
I was told
What am I doing?
heavily
sense motive.
modified humanoid, I think was what we got.
That's how much you know so far, yes.
Right.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Yep.
With a dirty 20, you look at Hultex, and they are hard to read. And you have been playing music at them for some time, so that they are ignoring you right now is not heavily surprising, especially as you glance at the clock. It is like 12:25 in the morning. And you...
Are you afraid of
pretty
ghosts? Do you want to hear a ghost story, Hultex?
No.
Nothing? Oh! You're useless and no fun. Can I do a cultures check on what his race is?
Yeah. I
Okay.
would say take a +2 conditional modifier. You can get real close and like...
Yeah. I like do this to the hoodie to see what's inside. Like, you know, if his hoodie's like scrunched up.
Sure, yeah. It's not like a hoodie. It's like a hood.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Cloaks 2024.
Oh, God. So 15, 20, 28.
Okay. With a 28, you get really close. And you wait for the visor to like burst open to life. You wait for the intimidating glare, but there's nothing. You the hood aside, and you can see there are elements of skin that are visible just above the visor, but they vanish into metal implants that start right here. And there are like hooks and hoses that go along the back. There is almost no biological components to this individual. You would guess human, but just as easily Lashunta, just as easily a space elf. I mean, any of those kind of humanoid, and even, I mean, could even be Kasatha. There's no mouth that's visible, and all Kasatha keep their mouths hidden anyways.
Okay, so just mostly augmented flesh being.
Yeah. They're almost like a reverse android. They're so heavily augmented.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't even really matter if they're fully augmented. And then she like pulls the hoodie strings closed again and is on her way.
You get a text message. Okay.
Just goes over her head.
Player Matt is
Easy enough.
dying.
I'm so sorry, but it's true to the character.
No, I know. I love
I'm
it.
so sorry.
Oh, wait, but I have her communicate.
Oh, that's true. Guess
Oh,
that's
then it
my
wouldn't
communicator.
happen,
Oh,
yeah.
that's, sorry.
Oh shit.
Oh, good.
Would it happen on Gibbs' communicator then?
So, Shade, for you, as you are looking around for physical evidence, you do hear Spice, talking to Hultex in the corner, but not getting a whole lot of information out of him. And you don't find a whole lot in terms of like physical like creatures or anything like that. As you are like going back towards the cockpit, you open it up. You can see Squeak is just kind of like sitting in one of the chairs, upright like a passenger almost, and just kind of like watching as the drift goes by. And you can see on the driver's side armrest, or on the kind of like aisle side armrest in the driver's seat, there is a jelly donut with a bite taken out of it that is perfectly balanced on the armrest. You can see a few little crumbs that kind of dance around where the area of the bite is taken out, and the jelly is ever so slightly just kind of running down to the side. It hasn't touched the armrest yet.
I'm gonna try to catch it before it drips onto the armrest.
Okay.
I'm gonna like go. Where did this
Make a
donut
reflex
come
saving
from?
throw.
Where
It's
did
like
this
sliding
donut come
down.
from?
It's about to go right into the seat.
Where did this fucking donut come
Bubs will
from?
just be behind Shade watching.
What was it? Reflex save.
Yeah.
Was the donut floating?
No, it's just like right
20,
on the armrest and like sliding over.
Yeah, 29.
29. With the 29, you leap forwards. There is even a brief of like the thrusters as you boost forwards to grab it. And as you do, you just jam your wrist into the bottom of the seat hard. There is no donut. There are no crumbs. And Squeak next to you just kind of like startled barks, and then immediately is looking around like not sure what's going on. And Bubbles, you see all of that happen.
Shade, why did you just do that? Are you alright?
Shade starts looking around, like, to see if there's anything else, like, on the floor. Now that, like, no donut. Where, like, what is, like, here on the ground?
You get down on the ground.
There's
You look.
no-
You can hear
no
Bubbles' voice kind of
anomalies?
like wah, 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 to the background, and you look down and you can see it's clean as could be. The director kept this place clean in your absence. No crumbs or anything on the floor. No donuts, certainly. You can just see like reflective metal finish along the walls. You look back into your own reflection and you feel almost an intrusive thought. And it's almost like your reflection is talking directly to you. And in a voice that isn't quite your own, you can hear, why are you looking when you know this is already? Because they're just letting you down. The ship's falling apart. This isn't a real crew.
Shade's gonna get up and turn to Bubs. Is Bubs still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Or is he?
I thought I saw something that wasn't there.
Are you okay? You said that before with the clock.
I think I need you to get Spice.
Yeah. We're not really super on. Yeah, Captain. Yes, Captain. And Bubs will he'll stay between the hallway and just kind of like holler for Spice. All people, all crew members, please report to the head of the ship.
Here.
He just goes to the
A
toilet.
plus.
No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Everybody makes their way to the head of the ship. Spice, are you going there as well?
Spice, yeah, she's like,
Okay.
okay, okay, does anybody watch One Piece? Because this is literally Perona from One Piece. Just saying, she just cast Halo Halo on, Shade. Anyway, next.
I don't know enough about One Piece. I've seen, if it's not on the Netflix live action, I haven't seen it.
I'm just gonna take a big gulp of this.
Alright, Zoro.
So, you all make your way to the front. You can see Shade kind of looking around. Bubbles is in the middle area.
Oh, I would say that Spice knows that Gibbs has her communicator, so she's being like, why did I hear a communication beep? Doesn't do anything about it, though.
Oh.
No worries, no worries.
Gibbs is just, it's lost in a pocket somewhere
Yeah.
at this point.
Guys, I called you here because Shade wants to talk to us. Something's going on with him. He's like seeing things that aren't there or something. I don't know.
Yes. There are some things that I'm experiencing that I cannot isolate.
Sit down, honey. Have you ever gone on a trip? An acid trip? Because we're here for you. We'll babysit you. It sounds like that's what you're doing, and we'll take care of you. Don't worry, don't panic. Panic is the worst thing you can do in this situation. Just take it easy, know that
believe
you're
you
safe,
are.
drink some water, and have a good time.
Misinterpreting the situation.
It's not a willing, you took something, it's something's happening to you.
I believe that whatever entity is on board currently is affecting my cognition in some way.
You think it's because you're close to the ship, or you think it's because you're
I do not know.
metal?
Maybe it's, I don't know, sucking the available power sources. Maybe if we somehow.
But it's not.
Maybe if we somehow.
Other than the initial incredibly minute power fluctuation, there is no other indication of danger from this entity other than the messages.
The message. Well,
What messages?
those are from the draft.
Yes,
Right.
indicating danger.
But also, what you're experiencing sounds like an indication of danger, yeah?
I do not know yet, which is why I've called you all here.
Well,
It is most likely connected to the anomaly that we're experiencing with the entity.
Can you do like a scan on yourself? Do a power readout?
I have run typical diagnosticities and nothing comes up.
maybe if. I don't know if we do something with the power on the ship? What if we turn down everything but life support? Would that show anything on any fluctuations on just the life support systems? And
I had considered that if it were an entity attempting to drain our power in some way, perhaps removing the source would allow it to seek another.
oh, is there any way you can shut off the power source?
But that would also shut off our defenses. Yeah?
Well, yeah, but we can just do it temporarily. We don't have to do it right
How long
fully.
would it take to do like a quick power reset to like shut off power except for auxiliary power to life
And
support,
life
for
support,
like
yeah.
a minute to kind of like clear it if there's anything?
So it would only take probably about 5 minutes to do.
But we're very vulnerable
And you're in the drift.
and we're in the drift.
And already
Oh.
there is some kind of a thing happening. So you certainly could do
But
it.
it's not it's not the thing that
This
we
is
want
just
to do
a
right now.
response to paranoia, though. Like, doing that.
I think we should just keep trying to communicate. And let me tell you, I am excellent at communicating with minds. So, Spice is going to use her telepathic spy feat, and I'm going to. I guess we're in the cockpit, so this ducky that's in the armory here is within my range.
Sure.
And I'm going to try to spy on their thoughts.
Okay.
And so it's a DC 20 sense motive. Let's see here.
And this is what are you using here?
Telepathic spy, which is a feat. Sense.
These telepathic things are excellent in this condition, in this situation.
motive. Oh, pizza pizza.
Let's
Barely got that one.
Hey, we take it.
That's
Pizza
it.
pizzas are the tastiest wins.
I don't know. I love a good old natural 20.
Well, yeah, but
This one was a dirty 20. When a creature within range of your telepathy uses telepathy.
Yep.
Um,
I'm reading it.
yeah.
So what 3 pieces of information do you want?
I want to know what they're communicating, like the sentence that they're saying. I want to know.
The sentence that they're saying is, "My angel."
Ooh, that's scary. So Spike is a little bit shook by that. Do I get 3 more or 2 more? Who is saying it? Like the identity of the entity.
Second here. Da-da-da.
Please don't say Mami or Kaku. Please don't tell me they're dead.
Yersi. Lacono.
Yersi.
your sea looking.
Okay. And then I want to know why Yersi knows my angel.
Second here. Da-da-da. Emotions are centered and so on. It is.
Or actually, no, I want to know the emotional state. Like, yes, I want to know why Yersi Lacona
Yersi.
knows my angel, but I want to know the emotional state rather than
Hopeful.
hopeful.
Make a sense motive check.
What the fuck?
They're hungry. Hopeful for dinner. Hopeful to ensue
Okay.
chaos.
Low roll, unfortunately. 15.
Hard to tell.
Do you
Hard to
say
tell
these
what's
things
going
out
on.
loud? Like the name?
Yeah, she's doing that thing where she's just like, same thing as when she was detecting thoughts. She's just saying it as it's coming to
Okay.
her,
When-
like a Morse code, just like like this is how it's coming out.
When Spice says, you're C. Lacono, I'm going to use my bounty hunter background to look up that name.
Okay, very nice. Make a cultures check.
Can I use my profession? and
Yes, yeah, sorry.
So a dead person
These are
named.
great,
Dan's so smart doing
great team interaction.
taking a profession in bounty hunting for a bounty hunting campaign.
No.
Such an incredible move.
Yeah. I took a
that
profession in
is-
scavenging.
18 plus 12.
musician.
I mean, hey.
So an
That
18
is
plus
30.
12, 30. 30 would tell you find nothing using your bounty hunter feature as
Yeah.
this. And so,
But I'm looking on the forums and all this
no,
stuff.
absolutely. And so a 30 is good. And with a 30, you find first nothing. looking for aliases, such as Yerzy Lacono. But Yerzy Lacono, it does ping a surprising number of Infosphere searches. And all of them relate back to this loss of a ship owned by a company called Agrigro Colonial Life Systems. Yerzy Lacono is a passenger that is listed as having died aboard it.
It is a ghost.
Guys, I just looked this up, and
With a 30, you find an obituary for Yerzy Lacono.
Bub is going to kind of show his communicator and show the information like on the screen as he's showing everyone. Guys, it says that Yerzy Lacono was a person who was deceased. They're not alive anymore. They just died on this ship called the Agrigro Colonial Life System. And
They died at 40. They died tragically cut short while on their honeymoon with their angel, Bernardina Al.
And it says that they died at 40 with their angel called Bernardina.
Oh my god.
Spice takes a huge deep breath and goes, whoa, okay.
That's so sad. I think we need to Ouija board way harder than we
Yes, yes. Oh, well, I call dead people all the time.
What do you mean you called them?
You seen it? I call dead people. Not like call, but like, you know.
No, but you moved their corpse's mouth
No, hold on. I cast School Spirit. And I have a dead guy.
that you can communicate with.
It's a spirit I call forth from the dead to like help me. It's
You
like
see
a
this
guy I
little old
knew.
Yosoki just like show up out of nowhere. If you cast School Spirit, they show up and they just look around, kind of scowling for somebody to yell at.
Yeah, there's no one here. Hi, Splinter.
Ah,
Okay. So can we get Splinter to talk to Yerzy?
Can I
Can we do
can
that?
I do that?
I don't think so, but let me take a look.
I'll cast a spell and do it?
No, and there's a reason for it. Give me a second.
Can I look
Probably because it's a combat move.
It's a legit spell, yeah.
ships?
So this is a spirit of your school. It is not an actual spirit, but it may manifest as a famous graduate of your school. So this you can't really do that with. I love the thought, but it
Wait,
doesn't.
what about Wisp Ally?
Wisp Ally also.
So back to the information that Bubs has gotten. Bubs is gonna say, so what do you guys think about this? This person lost his love of his life, and Bubs is like kind of look at Spice when he says like lost the love of his life, and then quickly looks away, and then I don't know. It seems like they're still wanting them. It seems like. I mean, I don't know. I've watched a lot of like old Earth movies about ghosts, and a lot of the time, the ghosts stay in the places that they're at because they're still wanting something that they weren't able to get, or some unfinished business, or something.
It's obvious that they still want Bernardina, so figure out where Bernardina is.
As Spice says that, Bubs is gonna think of Julian.
Can I look up the crash or the accident itself more specifically rather than Yerzy?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to look up where Bernardina
And find
is.
out, like, did it happen in the drift? Could it possibly be that we have encountered this accident site?
So with Bubbles' check, neither of you need to roll anything. With all the information that Bubbles has presented to you, you have all the keywords that you need to truly leverage the infosphere in a IT-like fashion. And you...
Keyword searches.
That's groupthink. We did it.
Honestly, like,
Rare.
when I worked in IT, Google did 90% of my job.
Yeah, still true facts.
Yeah, no, please pay me. But for you, as you look around for this is an accident that is fairly well known because it is one of 7 that the Agrigro Colonial Life Systems has encountered. They're not good ships, but it is an opportunity for people on really, really crowded planets and things like that to be paid and have a job waiting for them on a new colony in a planet somewhere. And Agrigro partners with a lot of different entities to kind of expand different population centers. They are also used to empty out prison populations. They're also used to do a variety of different things.
So, like, Fenghua buses that are contracted out to go to, like, a degree of different locations with, like, Habitat for Humanity.
Make sense motive check as you like think about and you assess Agrigro.
Damn, that's pretty good for shade. Sense motive. 14.
14. With the 14, hard to tell much more about them than that. But yeah, sure. It could be sort of like a fungwa that's for charities. You would note that every single life aboard was lost. It's something like, I believe, second here. So the Agrigo 33 lost all 45 people that were aboard, including crew. And this was an accident that occurred within the drift. And it is lost, presumed dead, as they were never found. You look for Bernardina.
Yep.
There's a similar obituary that she died while on her honeymoon aboard the Agrigo 33 en route to her new life with her beloved Yerzy Lacono.
Bubs is gonna watch.
They're both on the ship.
Bubs is
We have
gonna
to
watch.
reunite the ghosts.
Bubs is gonna watch Spice look that up, and he's going to say, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you could say something. Maybe tell this ghost that Bernardina's okay. Maybe you could pretend to be Bernardina. You kind of look a little like her.
So let me think. I think so. We know the identity of one of the 4 intelligences that are on the ship. I
35
think.
lives were lost in the accident.
Well, let's just hope that Bernardina is one of the other 3. And I'm gonna go off and telepathic spy to the nearest entity.
Okay. So, telepathic spy.
Yep.
It says when a creature within range uses telepathic communication,
Yep.
you are able to notice and attempt a sense motive check.
Yep.
So you notice when that happened first. It hasn't happened since. I'll let you know if there's another opportunity to use that.
Okay.
So you see Spice is just like wandering around the ship then, aimlessly.
But Bubbles, I love your idea. What if we set up a date in the cockpit or something, and we just like invite the ghosts to like. I mean, maybe we can't find Bernardina, but maybe we can like speed date for Yerzy.
Yeah! Yeah! Spice comes running back in the room, immediately giving up. She goes, yeah, let's set up a cute dinner table and like candles, and we can use rose petals and
You can
shit.
be a bartender again?
Oh my god! So Spice
Please
goes
do
immediately
so
to the
in
thing.
the common area.
What?
I'm returning to course. If it is spirits,
Spicer communicator goes off.
Doesn't.
there is nothing more that I can personally do.
Are you safe to drive, or are you like concerned about that?
We are in drift space. It is relatively simple at this point.
I don't know if we should. I think we should let Shade be, but
I will continue to monitor in the cockpit as necessary.
I like your guys' idea. Maybe not so much as like a date, but maybe we should just see what they want, and maybe we can try to fulfill it. That's what they said in the movies before. It's just you can release their spirit if you at least help them pass their unrequest feelings.
Well, you sound like an expert at this. What do you think a ghost would want? I mean, within our abilities.
I don't know. What does anyone want before they die?
These are 2. Well, actually, Spice is. Never mind. Spice is getting changed into her bartendering outfit.
Well, these people wanted hope in a new life. Maybe we could just be a sideshow on that stop, and we don't have to break the reality that they're not gonna get there. If they're still hopeful, let's just cultivate that hope.
And
It
allow
starts
them
pulling
to
on her chef outfit.
I think while Spice is, getting out of her outfit and then getting ready to put on her bartender outfit, she realizes that her communicator isn't even really on her, so she's hearing beeps, and she's going to investigate that.
Okay.
What were you gonna say to Gibbs?
Oh, I already said it.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, sucks.
Then I'm gonna just say well, I don't know if just helping them fulfill their hope I don't know. There's got to be some kind of fulfillment, but I don't know. Sometimes maybe just letting go of the past is the best choice.
I think you're thinking too hard about it.
Because also, how are we gonna break these ghosts to them that the past is what it is, and the past is real, real sad?
And Bubby's
I
gonna
think
look
this
at
is a
Spice.
fun way to spend 52 hours.
Bubby's just gonna look at Spice and say, well, maybe sometimes thinking about things in your past is better than not.
What are you talking about? I'm ready for this date.
All right, party splits. Team date fulfill. That's is gonna solve the ghost problem. Is we're just gonna go through a date, and then team whatever you guys are doing. I guess.
I was with you guys.
Yeah, nice.
All right, let's set up this cute ass table.
Try not to rile up the spirits at the very least. For now, they seem at least neutral.
Nice.
Don't upset.
Well, they came here asking for help, or else they wouldn't have fucked up our ship. So
Yeah, it might
Again,
just be a byproduct of
it
their
was
presence.
an incredibly small
I think it's cute.
power fluctuation.
I want to intervene.
And what is more?
Do not cause more harm than good.
Okay, you're okay. And
And I'm ready for hibachi.
me too.
Nice. Do you want to be a
Guys, I think we're getting way too much in our roles. Let's just see what they want.
Fully dressed up.
Yeah, no.
Bartender. And, like,
She has like her Aura's Bay outfit on. She like pinned her hair up really tight. She's like already flipping bottles.
smell sunscreen. Like,
Yeah.
it's fully immersed.
the best way to get them to open up is over a drink?
Guys,
Yes.
maybe I like the energy, but maybe we should be more appropriate to what the Argro colonial life systems transport would be more.
Like what?
Well,
We're
The
going
spirits you're attempting to contact most likely died in a horrible fashion. It
Okay.
feels a bit lighthearted even for me to be attempting to contact them in this manner.
Think about if you died. And you're searching. Actually, do you even know what it means to love? So I'm gonna ask.
You're looking at Spice, and in the reflection of Spice's cybernetic eye, she looks at you and says, "Do you even know what it means to
That's
love?"
so tough.
And you see your own reflection in that eye, and it's a brutal moment. And all at once, you can really feel in your soul that this is not going to go well.
oh shit. And Spice is like starting to like put a table out, like draw the curtains, put on some like jazzy lounge music.
This
Bub-
is inadvisable.
Okay, then what?
Spice is the only one who's been able to successfully connect with them.
Which is commendable. Upsetting them is not.
I'm not.
Have you heard of respect for the dead?
What is more respectful than trying to find their lost significant others by speed dating?
But also, it's not like you communicate with them when they were stuck in the throes of death. They were at a stasis of, like,
Hopeful! They felt hopeful!
prior to death.
That hope is misplaced.
I don't
Bernadina
think
died on
you
the
were in
ship
their
as
mind.
well.
I think I was in their mind.
Unless you can connect their spirits together, you will not succeed.
It's very negative.
Yeah, I think you're not being romantic enough.
could I?
Romance is not involved in this situation. They're
What?
both dead.
That is literally why Yersi can't rest, is because she's
Which is
looking
why
for
the
her
only
lover.
way that you will have any sort of impact is if you can connect their spirits together.
Exactly.
Can
We're
you do that?
trying.
Yeah, that's literally what is your idea? I'm literally trying to.
Bubbles, what are you
Anything
trying to say?
besides speed dating.
Can I look up where the Algro colonial life system was heading to?
You sure can.
Where is that location?
Yeah. So it was a tiny, tiny little planet. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
That was part of a trio of planets that exist out in the Canis system.
Canaan system?
Canis, like Latin for dog.
I guys, I think that you guys have the right energy of dressing up and doing this, but maybe it would be more appropriate if we try to be in theme of where they were trying to go. Maybe I don't think a sushi chef or, a dating thing is really appropriate.
I was more going on the honeymoon vibes,
Yeah.
less of like the
But there's a lot of people on the ship.
colonizing a empty planet vibes.
Maybe. And Bubs is gonna go on his communicator and like look up this planet and like show like Gibbs and Spice and Shade various iconic images. Maybe there's like specific
let's hear
architecture
about-
or like decorating or some kind of like things that we can do to make ourselves more look like the destination they were trying to get.
Make a cultures check.
Nice.
Completely dead planet.
It's Tatooine. It's just desert.
So
Not even
while Spice
that.
sets the table, Shade and Gibbs, the two of you, sort of crowd around Bubbles,
Yeah.
and looking over his shoulder,
Yeah.
you can see begins to pull up Keenus 5, 6, and 7, and like browse through pictures of the local
Yeah.
area. And it's
25.
there isn't a lot of culture, so to speak, because these are again
But like
Frontier
names
worlds.
or like docking bays, like a specific docking bay would be good. Anything
sure
that
again
can make them.
frontier world. So there is what is considered a colonial starport, which you would know is essentially just a tarmac that has some elements of fire control put into place for when inevitably there are crashes.
Is there a name for that starport?
There is not. So it is the
Colonial
Canis 5 starport.
Okay, so Canis 5 starport.
Yeah.
And Bubs will relay this information. Maybe we can let them know that they're at their destination. Maybe we could, I don't know, be dock workers or something.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
While this happens, you like look at Bubbles, and standing over his shoulder, you can see the almost impossibly shiny back of his head reflects quite well, and you see your reflection, and you feel almost unbidden this thought intrusive. If they do this, they're gonna get us all killed.
So, how do we go about, so I'm gonna change my glamour suit, to match like a dock worker.
Yeah.
And he's gonna point to Gibbs to do the same.
Same thing. Green bean cans in like the little in the format of the little airport thingies.
Sure. So you become less of a dog worker, more of like a
Air traffic
airport,
person?
yeah, air traffic control. No problem.
This is foolhardy.
Maybe.
Um,
But we gotta try something.
and
This will end in our demise.
Maybe. Gotta
Not
try something.
maybe. There is a high probability.
I would love to hear what your next suggestion will be.
We
So-
continue to our destination.
And we don't interact at all. And we don't explore. And we don't solve the ghost problem.
There is no ghost problem. There was a small anomaly on the ship.
We spoke to ghosts.
well, maybe our next destination is Colonial Starport 5.
Yes.
And maybe, guys, if we're gonna be there probably soon, I think everyone needs to just get ready to prepare themselves, get their belongings and get up and get ready because, we're going to be departing soon.
Yes. And I take the chairs that Spice has set up, and instead of it being
We're not
like
doing speed
dates,
dating anymore. We're doing
I set it up like airline
the dock
rows.
of
We're gonna be,
Shade said it was bad because Shade's got bad vibes.
yeah.
To
But I don't
recap
trust
while
you
you were in
guys.
the bathroom,
But
we're
no,
not
I
doing
trust
speed
Shade's
dating. We're
vibes.
doing the Colonial Starport 5 of the trio planets of Kankus. And this
You
is
left
where
for 2 minutes. This is what you get.
this is the destination.
Welcome
where-
back.
This is the destination where the ship was heading to. So we're trying to make them feel like they're almost at their destination.
Yeah. So we're like pretending like we're on a spaceship going to this place.
Okay.
So Spice, you went to use the bathroom, and when you left, beautiful little table set up. You had Chef Gibbs. You had Bubbles, who was kind of trying to blend in. And then when you came back, everything is different, arranged almost like a airport arrival area. You can see Gibbs is now wearing like air traffic control, has like the little pylon things. You can see Bubbles is dressed like a dock worker. Things have shifted slightly in tone.
Spice, can you match us?
What if you were the pilot? You've always wanted to be a pilot.
And you can.
And then you can do the overhead thing, and you can say, "We're arriving here, like please buckle," and then it goes ding dong.
Oh yeah, could you communicate that to me?
Yeah.
It is problematic.
You hear your communicator again, Spice.
Oh yeah.
Do you hand it to me?
It's like we're near each other. We're talking to each other. Do you hear it?
Spice really hates this idea, so she's gonna do anything to ignore it, and so
Okay.
she's going to read the communication.
Okay. You flip it open. and it's a video communication. It's just this really grainy, poor. It almost looks like Bubbles has shown you what they say, Steele says, are like the classic Infosphere videos. And these were shot in like the early like 2050s, really grainy like 4K footage. And you're like looking at it, and it's kind of hard to tell because it's also very dark. But you see a pointed chin. You see very delicate features. You see features that you would describe as probably soft.
Oh no.
But because it is 8:05,
No!
we're going to step away for a quick break.
No! I should never have read the communicator!
We'll be back in just a little bit.
That's how they get in your brain.
You can see
You have to look at a screen.
countdown on your screen, and we'll join you when we're back.
Was that a ring situation?
Bye.
can't buy anything without the drink.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You
Like,
have the
they have
combo.
combo meal,
Mosaic
has a
Team
drink in,
5,
yeah.
our original Starfinder campaign.
It's Mosaic Team 4.
Oh man. So ghosts are
order the
happening
fucking drink.
apparently. Thank you for sticking with us to the break. If you did, if not, welcome to our Starfinder game. We'll just jump right back into this. So when we left off, you were all going about a variety of different strategies to address the ethereal entities that are aboard this craft. And as you travel through the drift en route to Pallades Rock Assemblage number 12, what are you all doing?
Role playing.
Yeah. So Bubby's gonna try to gesture as Spice comes back, and he'll explain the Canis 5 port thing. And babe, so can you be like the pilot or something?
Let them know we're arriving soon.
All right, so Spice clicks the button on the back
I
of
will
her
repeat.
glimmer
This is
projector.
incredibly foolhardy.
Yeah, okay. Be prepared for battle.
So yeah, everybody, why don't you put yourself where you were doing these things?
Where are you?
I guess
And here's Squeak.
standing like here at this point because I haven't actually ever left. I guess because we kept getting into.
Bubs is gonna try to guide everyone to the exit of the ship where the ramp is, and he's gonna tell Spice, could you tell them everyone to like line up and prepare for departing?
So this happened.
is-
The deaths happened like in
On route.
22 or 2050, right? So this was like a long ass time ago.
Not in 2050. So 2050 was when you had seen like this video sort of from.
Oh
It's
shit!
like
I
that
forgot
era.
I was about.
We'll
I
get
was
there in a
watching
second,
the
yeah.
fucking video.
And so from that, it's like that era, but that's like the video quality. That's not really indicative of where it's from. It could be that it was degraded from the time of like being here in the drift. There's a lot of reasons. It's just very poor video quality, 4K. But for the rest of you, while Spice is now kind of enraptured in their communicator, there is the procession that is happening towards the back here. Shade, you tell them that this is a bad idea again. And then Spice, you look at this video. You can see grainy, you can see delicate features of the individual who is beyond. You can just see like the tip of the nose and below, but it sure looks an awful lot like Julia. And for a second you can hear from the other side, Angel. You can help me find my angel. And though it looks like Julian, you get a sense that whatever entity this is just using the closest approximation that it can in your mind to project itself there. And that shock washes away as you realize this isn't Julian.
Spice, Galaxy to Spice, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, come on, we're all ready. We're waiting on you.
Captain, this is a Colonial Starport on the Canis 5 system.
You can see the video still there, and it says, just keep playing along.
And Bubs is gonna get ready to launch his proton snare. If it has to be, if they're angry ghost.
Okay.
But he's like looking for Spice to like make the announcement.
Plan B is the proton snare.
Yeah.
So you have it on the
Yeah.
ground. That's like the altar?
Yeah.
Cool.
Gibbs is totally immersed in her roleplay.
Okay.
Like Spice does, she clicks into her glamour projector into a culturally appropriate captain pilot outfit, for whatever the time is of the video, which was not that long ago, I guess.
Deception as a solution is appalling as your second option.
Beyond appalling, Shade. As you look at this, you can see these shiny buttons of this Agrigo sort of captain's uniform. The reflection almost like sneers back at you. And you can feel this intrusive thought say, she's not fit to wear that uniform.
Oh, interesting.
Spice, are you ready?
All aboard. You can see her eyes are not with it, but she's putting on this like persona of a jaunty captain of a starship, and she like, everybody all aboard! this ship. Here we go. And she starts like singing not pirate songs, but like she starts acting like she's ushering people onto a ship because she's like, my angel, welcome aboard, my angel.
Off the ship.
We're trying to get
Off the ship, sorry. Welcome to your new colony, my angel.
So as you are saying this, you can see the video and you can hear in your ear the sound that's coming from it say, good, good.
Yeah. Please, everybody enjoy your new life.
My angel's trapped in the Metal Man. But the captain won't let her out. He
Where?
won't let us be together. But if he knows I'm talking to you, he'll kill you all.
It's okay. I won't tell anybody. She says with her mind to
Make
the
us-
communicator.
Okay, make a stealth check and take a +8 conditional modifier space. And this is really how hidden you can keep this conversation from everybody who
Okay.
is here.
Because she's like almost fully panicking. 25.
25. Okay.
I won't say a word. I will help you find your love. I will.
Shade, this intrusive thought within your mind says, whatever's causing this, it's best to get it out of their hands. Make sure they can't contact anyone.
Thank you for riding on Colonial Starship, on Agro System, Colonial
Stop.
System.
Why?
No.
Is it working?
Yeah, all aboard. I mean,
Are they
welcome.
communicating?
Is anything happening from my telepathic spy?
So you're using telepathic spy. As you try to use telepathic spy, I will say, first, you get the sense just like before, or what three pieces of information do you want to know? You don't need to make a check for this.
Okay.
Make it related to the RP.
Or rather, they voluntarily fell.
I want to know. Well, there are only certain things I can know.
Oh.
Identity of a different source other than Yersi, who's another one of the ghosts.
Okay. So for that, there is going to be a saving throw.
Okay.
And remind me again, this is a will save?
It's a feat. It's actually DC Sense Motive. So I just have to roll. So it's a DC 20 Sense Motive. Oh, I miss it by 1.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
As far as you can tell, there's only this one communication, but something really tells you that there's probably more happening. You get the sense,
Fuck.
with your innate telepathic capabilities, that there is conversation happening here beyond just what you were experiencing.
Okay.
Gibbs, is Spice like talking to someone? What are you saying, Spice?
Did they like the peanuts?
They love the peanuts.
Shade, make a
They
sense motive check.
say- They say they're extremely excited to be on their new colony.
Is that it? Did they say anything else?
No,
Anything?
of course not. They're just excited to be here.
Anything about Bernardina or
They say they're excited to be here because they love it.
And they're gonna leave our ship now because they're going to their place?
I can't tell that far. You guys are yelling too much.
Oh. Thank you, come again. I'm glad you enjoyed your peanuts.
You can hear finally, though it's getting more staticky with every passing second, this voice says to you, Spice, get her out of the Metal Man.
Get her out of the metal man.
We'll
What's the
pretend
metal
that
man?
we're gone.
What are you talking about? She says with her mind. Who's the metal man? What is a metal man?
Do you fail a will saving throw?
Yes. Immediately. She
Can
feels the touch and she fails.
can I watch Spice's mouth while she does this to see if she like mouths the words?
You can see she like was moving her hands, but she just fucking stops moving.
Do you mouth the words at all, or
No,
Okay.
not for this one.
And you
oh,
hear
for the previous ones you did?
No.
There's
I
a
mean, when she was reading the telepathic spy stuff
there is
before.
an image projected to your mind, and it is projected from the point of view of a very, very blurry, it's not even a camera, it's a motion sensor that has some definition to it, and you realize that you are looking from the food processor out and onto Hultex, and the image of Hultex is projected there, and you hear again, get her out of the Metal Man. I'll pretend that I'm gone.
You're
So
gone.
the captain doesn't know.
Captain doesn't know. Captain doesn't know. I'll get her out of the metal.
There was no response. And you feel this presence is lifted, at least from the device.
Spice, what, you gotta tell us what's going on. You like keep blanking out on us.
Fuel techs
What?
What about him?
trapped the ghosts.
Fuel techs trap the
Fuel
ghost?
techs trapped the ghosts.
Make a sense motive check.
Okay. Did the ghost also be like, don't tattle?
Oh shit, yeah.
But I love it.
Gotcha!
Sense motive, 22.
Okay. With a 22, you get the sense, first of all, yes, you remember. Don't say anything or else the captain will know. And when they say captain, you feel your eyes drawn towards Shade. But with that sense motive check, they're not drawn towards Shade. They're drawn within it.
Oh, fuck.
And you realize that as the presence passes out of your communicator, this entity, whatever it was, seemed to be able to inhabit electronic devices. And you look at Shade's eye patch. You really look at it. And perhaps there is a captain of a different sort there.
Spice is going to lunge at fucking Shade and tear the eye patch off.
Stop.
So make competing athletics checks. Spice, suddenly you lunge forward.
Go!
Could I run after?
She
I'm not
is-
gonna. I don't think I'd be able in time to stop Spice, but I'd run after to just.
Yeah,
try
you're
to-
there for the aftermath, no
Yeah.
worries.
I imagine Gibbs would.
I gotta...
Gibbs, you're sitting there with your beat creaming cans,
I'm like,
your ears go down, you're like, what's going on?
Chaos on my ship!
You got very lucky.
What?
Do you not want it?
I was the closest. It was a dirty 20.
So you lunge forwards, and in this moment, you snap the eye patch away.
Yep.
And you can see what is there.
It's the
It's
USB drive.
basically like a computer part with like a little thingy. It's not really an eye.
It's really, more than anything, a circular processor that has been implanted, and you can see it is not the size of an eye, it's larger, so it can't really be like pulled out.
Okay.
It is embedded into the skull itself. But as you look at that, and Shade, as this happens, you feel this overwhelming anger. And Shade,
Shade, you're being possessed!
can you please make a
She says,
Some sort
as
of
someone
saving
who's also
throw.
possessed.
Well, of course it's fucking...
This
I was thinking, honestly, when I was leveling up, I was like, my will saving throws are really shit.
Does-
Maybe I
You should
should
take
get the one
Iron
that does
Will.
just +2.
as Spice says, Shade, you're being possessed.
Of course.
Bubs is going to throw the snare proton on the ground
And as we
between
say
the four
that-
seats
Okay.
and try to
14.
trap them.
Okay.
Oh,
14 is a failure.
Yeah, that's a
And so
low
all at
roll.
once, Shade, you feel your body become rigid, and this rage fills you, and you feel your back stoop a little bit, your mouth tastes like jelly donuts, you can smell fire in the back of your nostrils, and more than anything, you know that you have to protect your love, which you are protecting at all costs against everything, against even her, for her own good, so that she does not marry this man that so clearly does not love her.
Oh,
You
fuck.
need to stop this person. And
Oh,
you can
fuck.
see Spice's throat just right there. And I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh my god!
When
Here
is-
we go!
When does my proton snare action
So
come?
we're gonna roll for initiative, and on your turn, that's when.
Wow!
I love this shit.
This
I
is
love it.
crazy!
So another thing, you are considered, you are under the effects of dominant person.
I know! Am I also?
So the command, no, just Shade.
I'm going to use my
And Shade, the command that you have been given, you must carry out at the exclusion of all other activities except those necessary for day-to-day survival.
So I still gotta poop.
And the command that you have been given is to kill Spice.
Damn.
Let me go ahead and grab some
I
things.
use my reroll.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh my god! This is crazy!
Damn.
That's fucking nuts!
This is a little early for the Halloween episode.
I'm so
I
here
love
for it.
it.
No, yeah, the air is cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
fucking
no.
We're
in
also
it.
gonna miss it
Spoopy.
because I'm getting
It's
married.
spoopy.
Oh shit. You're right.
Yeah.
Shit. It's a spoopy early Halloween.
I love Halloween. I put my
Treehouse
spider
of
out today.
Horrors.
Extra
Yes,
nice.
yeah.
Whatever
It
day.
is like
So,
on the
let me
cusp.
pull up this combat camera, and let me pull up some more appropriate.
She's such a tiny baby.
Wow, this is fucking
Isn't
nuts.
this so good?
I love, as someone who like
Right.
tries to instigate PvP all the time, we fucking go.
DM saying she was PvP.
Yeah.
That's a great chance for me to curse you.
Yeah, right?
So, anybody natural 20? Okay. 35 to 25. Okay.
Pretty low.
Anybody
Thankfully.
25 to 20?
21.
21. Okay. We have a 21 for Bubbles. Anybody 20 to 15?
19.
Okay. 19 for Shade. Anybody else?
14 for Spice.
Okay, hang on one second here. 14 for Spice, and then Gibbs, what about you?
I got 3
Oh,
with my little green league kites all the way back here. So y'all are rushing up. I'm gonna be back here.
and Echo is going at -1. So we have Bubbles starting us off, which is great. We're going to be seeing this proton snare potentially go into effect. Then Shade, then the other captain, then Spice, then other ghost entities, and then at the very end, Gibbs. Then on initiative 0, any other creatures, which would be maintenance drones, Squeak, etc., will go as well. So, Bubbles, you have this proton snare on the ground even.
Yep.
You are ready, and so as a movement action, you can just stomp on this thing.
Yep.
And as you do, again, similar, this ribbon's just all around. But unlike before, there isn't just this lazy kind of billowing and a slow collapse. They go out aggressively and almost instantly just strong and tight. What level the proton snare was this?
Oh, fuck. 2. There's a lot of levels. I got.
So there's a 2 over 9.
Yeah, it's either the 2 or the 9. I think it's probably the 9 because 2 would have been way too early. I think it's probably the 9.
When did you get it?
Proton snare.
I want to say.
We got it at the Wormtune Wastes.
If it was the worm chewing
It
waves.
might be.
Yeah, we were
That-
past level 2 at that point.
It might be the level 2. It's an item.
Yeah, I am pretty sure you had it as a level 2. It's the Mark 1.
I didn't write that down. I just,
Yeah, the
protons
Mark
there.
1 is. Yeah.
Let me check my inventory.
Ooh, I'm
It
sorry.
was either the Mark 1 or Mark 2. It actually matters.
Where's the Mark 2?
That's a level 5.
Oh, level 5 might make sense if it was the Wormtune Waste.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I just said
Alright.
snare,
I was
Wormtune.
only seeing the Mark 1 and the Mark
The other items that we got from the Wastes is level 5.
So,
So-
that is going to be a
Nice.
throw. As you throw this and you stomp on the snare, the ribbons go out, and instantly you can see right above Shade, almost moving out of the head, out of this exocortex, this humanoid individual you can see wearing an outfit not dissimilar from Spice's. Shiny buttons that go up, the Agrigo kind of logo on the outside. And what kind of save is that? That is a reflex save. Not great, about average, and the reflex is 16 total. And so that is 10 plus. That was level 5. You see this entity snagged by these different ribbons. You see the ribbons themselves phase through Shade's body, but they hold tight on this creature and pull straight out of this. Give me 1 second to read Malevolence here, because I gotta see what that does to Shade.
Oh no.
Malevolence?
my
Nothing
God.
good.
How do we exercise fucking Shade?
I think I have a spell for it.
Okay.
I think I do, but I have to look.
Definitely don't.
I don't know if I can self-possession entirely.
This is really, really. So this isn't technically damage. And so you watch as this creature is just away from Shade and into this box, and disappears.
Nice.
Wow, you did it! You
And they-
exercised Shade in one
You
turn!
have exercised the demon. Kind of rattle around. But at the end of your turn, Bubbles, you do see that second light ting on.
Second line. Okay.
It shakes just a little bit more. And as this creature's CR is only 6, and that does capture up to level 7 creatures, you have captured the captain.
Yes.
Oh,
Can I
nice.
tell you, they rolled 1 under the CR that they needed to
Damn.
Holy
escape that.
shit.
I've been using this proton snare so
Man,
much in this game.
That was great.
to see them come up.
Fuck yeah.
Damn, dude.
Ghostbusted.
Wow, imagine that Shade could have killed Spice.
Jeez.
Am I no longer dominate person?
No. And so just like that, dominate person is broken. That is the spirit that was within you that wants to do this, controlling your body, much like a Gundam. But Bubbles, you yank this straight out, and as you do, it breaks dominate person. Shade, you're just back out there, and all at once there is a lightness to the air that seems to have returned. This oppressive creature trapped within this box.
Guys, we got him. We got him.
You got it.
Oh my god!
Well,
Spice, get in. Gibbs, get in here.
now you gotta catch them all.
Well, I mean, I don't know. All we have is the
The
captain.
door to the crew quarters opens up, and stepping out, you can see Hultex.
Yulex, are you okay?
They turn and they say, "Observation. There are spiritual entities aboard this craft."
You're like 2 hours late.
They turn and they say,
We caught one in a box.
"I possess one as well."
In you?
Yes.
There's no answer to that.
The answer is yes. I saw it.
Is it malevolent?
No.
What do you wish to do with it?
Did you eat it?
You can see both of you ask this question, and they turn and they look over at you, Spice. And they get closer, they cross this distance, and they say, "Confirmation. You possess the other spirit."
Yes.
They lean in really close to you. You can see the eyes. You can see just there. It would be hard to kiss because there is no mouth such as there is. There is this like metal sort of, almost like a face mask, although you can
Like
see it is almost
Baymax.
affixed. Very much, yeah, kind of like Baymax from like the eyes down, and
don't know what
the eyes
Baymax
up
is.
also, except like sleek
It's like
silver, and then
Michelin
hooks and tubes
tire,
and things
man.
coming out here.
Oh, ew.
But they are really close to you, and you can see the little bits of skin that are there are like angry and red and puffy around the metallic parts. But as you look into the metallic eyes, for the very first time, you can see, though they are not organic, there is some element of emotion there. And it's weird and it's unsettling. But they lean in, and do you choose to fail a wisdom save?
You see Spice. There are goosebumps all over her skin. Her back arches a little bit, and yes, she does.
The eyes explode with this light, and at the same time, your communicator seems to almost rip your arm up and away, and you can see a similar light emerge. And all at once, you can see that there are 2 spirits that occupy the space directly above and between you and Yuletex. And you can see the individual who at once looked a little bit like Julian, but you can now see human, a little bit younger, much younger than what Julian would be now. You can see they are holding this Lashunta, who is probably a little bit older than Bubbles, but a little young for this individual.
Yeah.
But they hold each other. And you can see in this moment there is this bond that is so much more firm than anything that the people in this room have. And then all at once, it is like they just become part of this purple gas that just exists all around the drift, and they just through the ship. The Christmas tree, just back to normal, and you feel a third entity released from there. And you all now just have one ghost aboard the ship and
We
within a
have
box.
one ghost. You did it! You reunited them! You did it, Yuletex!
Yuletex like straightens up away from Spice
I'm so
and
proud
says,
of you.
"Confirmation. I have done nothing." They turn. I will return to the quarters. And they return to the quarters.
So it looks like Gibbs just like turns to Spice, whose jaw is just on the ground.
Yeah.
Not happy.
What?
Very much stunned, and I think she's just like my face just was just like so moved by what she just saw that she has no words, and she's not ecstatic, she's just frozen.
You did it! You did it! We did it!
I don't know what we did. I know our goal was trying to give the spirits what they wanted so they could move on, but all we did was just trap one of them.
I believe that the spirit which you trapped had attempted to access my exocortex. I believe it was the captain of the ship who had been in love with the spirit possessing you.
Love is a strong word.
Yeah, obsessed.
He crashed
Obsessed.
the ship in order to prevent them from loving each other forever and kept them apart. And by you trapping him, Bobs, and then Huletex and Spice working together, we gave them a happy ending, and now we have one left.
Yeah.
You see, like, Spice, like, after...
One left is the one that we've captured.
No, there's one left.
No,
There's
so
Oh.
There's
maybe
no
I didn't
left.
explain it clearly. So the two
The
ghosts,
other one
you
left.
never got to know much more about that third ghost that was in the Christmas tree, but there was one there.
Oh, he left?
Yeah.
He's just like,
No.
I'm out.
He didn't have anywhere near as personal a connection as these other
just
three.
like,
He was just
I'm
like
just along for
the
the ride.
other one that got caught in the so
Yeah.
basically you flew through the site of this wreckage,
Yeah.
like dozens of years after it happened,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a pool of 8 potential ghosts that you could have pulled. One of them was always going to be the captain,
Mm-hmm.
but there was 2 each kind of designed for each of you to be like roughly pulling on different plot elements.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just happened to get the group, and you got one guy that wasn't super connected to the other 2.
Okay.
Yeah!
Spice,
Not that it matters, he's a kish.
can I talk to you alone for a second?
Yeah, Spice, like, makes a deep exhale as she, like, lets the moment go. Yeah.
Guys, here, I'll leave this with you, Shade.
Bubbles.
We did it!
Thank you.
A little bit late to the party.
Of course, Captain. I'd do anything for this crew, just like you would.
I'll dispose of this.
Yes, Captain.
Yeah, dispose of that good.
And Bubs will like lead the way with Spice. Is there anywhere where there's like any windows that we can like look out into?
Yeah, there's
Our
viewports.
armory! We have a big window in
Yeah,
our
that's kind of
armory.
near people. Is there like a place further over here? Maybe I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off either side, next to the engine, there's a place where you're able to go and like visualize the engine for maintenance. So you can definitely go
I just
there.
want to look out like a nice bay window or
Yeah.
anything big. Yeah. So
It's the drift. So outside, there's no starlight. It is
Yeah.
just that purple cloud. And for a second, Bubbles, you remember when these ghosts were released, they became a very similar purple substance. And you can think of that what you wish.
Yeah.
But you are passing through the drift.
Bubs will bring Spice into the place with the window and I'll look out in space. And
That was pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Shade get possessed like that before. I don't think.
Yeah. Speaking about the possession, our conversation before, we kind of ended it in a weird spot, and I don't know if that was you talking about if you lost someone, you would still go out them and find them if you loved them, or if you were possessed or not. I don't know what you said when you said that when we were around the driftmage tree, but
Well, I can tell you that I was never possessed.
how can I know that, Spice? How this thing with Julian between you and me, it's been happening since our first date. When you broke down crying, you act like I don't know that you say his name in your sleep. It's like you think I can't feel.
Bubbles, where the fuck is this coming
Where
from
is this
now?
coming from? I'll tell you where this is coming from. I knew. Cast Iron Konkashi told me. He told me that Julian was still alive, and he was on the Zen crawler, and I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you because
What the fuck?
because you treat me so poorly. You act like I don't notice these things about you. Like I
Why
don't
the
know.
fuck wouldn't you tell me? You kept yourself from me?
Because you act like all my emotions are secondary.
That
to
has
yours.
nothing to do with this, Bubbles. How? You know that I've been searching for Julian. How could you not tell me that you knew he was alive? You waited for Hueltex to fucking telling me he was alive?
Because I was scared. I was scared that you would break up
You
with me.
should be scared, Bubbles.
Well, you know what? I don't have to be scared anymore because this ring means nothing to me anymore.
Oh,
Throws it at you. He walks away.
holy shit. Well, fuck you! I can't believe you would keep that from me.
And in the hallway of the cockpit, Squeak kind of like runs into the cockpit, and Bubbles, you storm away. You look down at your communicator, Spice, just hoping that maybe there'll be a face there, but there isn't. You're very alone in the armory, or in the space by the,
Yeah, I guess,
by
in the-
bay window.
Engineering bit.
For the rest of you, I would say you hear the end of that, everybody.
I was probably making my way over to the airlock. Well, I guess, is there a proper way to
Everybody
dispose of
heard
ghosts?
that.
There's no like
That's
standard
yours now.
ghost procedures.
Oh, there's no staircase. How would you normally do this?
What's standard
Who are you
protocol on
asking?
Ghosts?
Have I ever heard of standard ghost procedures?
Make a cultures check.
Thanks.
He is bad.
I'm walking my way over with it. Kind of like, you know, when you caught a spider. You put him in
27.
a cup, I'm gonna just kind of like shoo him out.
So in Yosoki culture,
Yeah.
in Scabrat specific Yosoki culture,
Uh-huh.
a ghost exists because a Yosoki died without a final meal, a proper final meal. And so maybe beating the captain, maybe that would work. But you also get the sense that you're not really sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just Yosoki ghosts.
Maybe since it's kind of be weird to like have him at a meal he can't eat. That'd be kind of weird.
What?
Maybe we maybe we just have a meal in this captain's honor after you airlock him. Well, because he was a guy
Honorably.
once.
How do you kill a ghost?
Well, I don't think you can, but all I know is I borrow them for a minute and then they like leave. They're just like.
So you're just gonna vent it?
No, I'm just talking to Shade. We're just standing there airlock. It was just like an excuse to have a meal, I guess. You're just gonna put him in the space, right? In the box in the space.
Yes.
I support it. I just
Why do you support it?
well. I don't know a better way to treat this specific dead person, but I do know that this specific dead person caused us a little bit of harm and maybe destroyed a ship and like purposely crashed it.
We do not know enough about their situation. It is useful that we were able to resolve the two spirits that departed, but releasing this one is not helping.
And I feel like putting the box in an airlock is probably the most like neutral approach, that it's not gonna bother a different ship passing through this part of the drift, and also maybe is a little bit of just desserts. This guy's probably not gonna get that gold light happy ending we all hope for.
Why? Why?
Why no happy ending?
Why no happy ending? Why this soul over the souls that we did help?
Seems this was built in a pathway of hurt. When you take somebody else's chance of a happy ending from them and continue that hurt, there's gotta be a little bit of karma in the universe, right?
Gibbs, make a sense motive check.
That was good.
18 plus a million. 18 plus 15 is 30.
32. 33.
33?
33. With a 33, you think about this, and all at once. You realize that as Bottles, you secured a future for Junk Falls. But you think about your most recent call with Socrates. about how many of your friends have been taken, and you wonder about that very same principle. In saving Junk Falls in the way that you wanted it, you took something from people, something that they wanted very bad. You took progress. For what it's worth. There are still 2 days left. Half a day has gone by. Is there anything that you are doing for the remainder of this day after this ghost encounter? You spacing this
Are
ghost?
we airlocking the ghost?
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
I'm still holding
Yeah,
it.
you're like holding.
I'm
it.
holding it, waiting for an answer.
There's only really 2 options. It either stays in the box and we do whatever we want with that box, or we let it free and let those consequences happen.
I am doing this knowing that this is another soul like the others that we did help. I hold yours, Spices, Bubs, and Echoes of more value. So this is the logical choice. And then I'm going to put it in the air.
Oof.
Okay.
Oof.
And you
It's
open
just
the
gonna
airlock?
rat against the window.
Oof.
Watch it go.
As this happens, Bubs is gonna just like stand at the doorway. Me and Spice broke up.
We heard.
I'm gonna move my stuff out of the armory. I guess could I stay in your med bay, Gibbs?
Sure.
There's
I'll
like-
clean a space for you, and I'll actually clean it. You'll probably still want to clean it, but
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah, that I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Man, I never thought about it. I remember like breakups in college when you were living in a dorm were bad.
Yeah.
But like, damn, that's rough. Not a lot of real estate to hide on the director. But no problem. You go to the armory, Bubbles. You begin to move your stuff.
Well, I think you find all of your shit, which there isn't much of.
probably
Is-
not.
It's dumped.
Yeah, it's literally outside the
like
armory door right
An
now.
empty box of squeaky cleaning wipes.
Yeah, it's like thrown haphazardly outside the door.
It was on the
5
shelf
white
as a
t-shirts.
memento.
Yeah, like 5 white t-shirts, 5 white pants,
5 white
belt.
undies.
Yeah, 5 white undies.
10
Start
white
throwing
socks.
a bunch of the weapons that I've stored in there as actually part of the armory.
No, Spice keeps
Don't
that.
put those in the hallway.
So no problem. You have kicked Bubbles out of his own room.
I'd probably be walking back to the cockpit and then see this stuff happening. Are you going to get your stuff?
Yeah, I'll get my stuff.
I'll help you pick up some of it
What a bro. What a bro.
and hand it off to you. Is Spice still standing there?
No, dude, the door's locked, and you just hear loud sobbing on the other side. And you know what she probably does is she probably has the director like broadcast it everywhere.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is he back to normal, the director?
No.
So you say, director.
Director.
Sobs.
Yeah,
Open up all comms.
so that's what she does.
Does it happen?
No.
Thank God.
I don't think Spice
but I
can
don't
hear
think it
anything over
matters
the
either
sound
way.
of herself, so.
No, you're in like a metal room
Yeah.
and just screaming, and it's loud.
We can all still hear it.
Yeah,
It's
it's still
fine.
broadcast plenty loud.
Gibbs just sets the food printer to just constant chicken noodle soup.
Okay. Just a slow drip of chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
Why not cake?
Because
like-
Gibbs is like savory over sweet, 100%.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking also olive over spice right now.
Yeah, very much so, I
But
guess.
Gibbs is like, this is chicken soup for the soul.
Okay, okay.
Alright, say what you're gonna say.
I'll talk to Spice. You can go take some time.
I'd rather you didn't. I think we just both need our space now.
We all need her to be a little more quiet, at the very least.
We can survive this for an hour.
Yeah, let me cry for 42 hours.
42.
Loudly and inconsistently.
She'll tire herself out soon.
Oh, I guess she's gonna fucking ignore the sobbing in the.
Yeah, it's like closest to you. And though Gibbs's med bay is right across the hall, Gibbs isn't like always in the med bay. Most of the time in the kind of cargo area, and so yeah, it affects you more than anybody else.
Gibbs will drop by some ear plugs.
I can just dial them down.
Bubs will clean. Are you still in the med bay cleaning, or?
Yeah, I'm like doing that dwaddling aunt thing where it's like I know two people are mad at each other, so I'm like conveniently where you need me to be, but not really accomplishing much besides just like being like, oh, let me like tidy this thing while I like watch you side eye.
Bubs will like try to close the door in the med bay with Gibbs. Gibbs. I don't even know where to start. I think. Do you remember that conversation we had after I was trying to help Spice with her frustrations of being passed over as captain, and I was awarded first mate, and Spice kind of got angry at me instead of the anger room, and it just didn't really work out the way I thought it would, and you kind of told me that the way she treats me isn't great, and I tried to pass it off. I didn't want to face it because, this is my first relationship, and I didn't want to think about anything else but what was ahead of me. But I fucked up. And even though she fucked up in a way too, with how she treated me, I don't think these two wrongs make a right.
And I think now is maybe the time where instead of focusing on what lies ahead of you, you think a little bit about what lies within inside you. And are those the choices you're going to keep making? And is this the heartbreak you want to keep feeling? And how are you going to fix it in the future someday? But it's also okay to just feel it right now.
You asked me to feel what's inside of me. There's someone rotten inside of me. I knew Julian was still alive, Gibbs. I knew he was on the Zen Crawler. Cast Iron Kunkahashi told me on Perdido. And I didn't tell Spice because, well, I was afraid that she would break up with me. And it was after we kind of had our talk about how you told me how she treats me and how she wasn't even caring that I got promoted. She was just cared that she was passed over. How she always kind of just dismisses me and doesn't really see me as a person sometimes. And sometimes I feel like I use my anger and resentment against her. I don't know, Gibbs.
But that's not rot inside. That's fear and that's anger, and those are things that are emotions that are going to feel complicated, but with time and effort, you're going to separate them and strengthen some of them and meld them into something productive, useful, something that feels good. I don't want to judge your actions of not being honest. I appreciate her anger, but...
Have you ever been in love, Gibbs? I know what you're saying are just platitudes, but let me ask you, have you ever been in love?
Love is something you get after the basics are filled. You don't get to do that when life is busy or there's more important things.
Oh.
My advice isn't coming from a place of earnest experience. I haven't always needed to have felt it in order to empathize, because in a lot of ways I just feel it from you guys, from the people I surrounded myself with.
That's funny. Because you've never experienced it. And they say sometimes that it's better to love and lost than never loved at all. But you know, I wish sometimes I was in your situation. I don't know what to do with this rotten feeling in myself. But I don't know, Gibbs. I'm gonna reach out my hand and like grab your tail, like in the way we do. I don't know what to ask of you. I don't want you to meddle in this situation. I don't know how it's gonna end with me and Spice, but
Probably awkwardly. But we've got 41 hours
38 hours at this point. You guys have been.
I'm
to
filing the proper paperwork.
navigate this. And to be honest, you don't have to
Are you
do
really?
anything right now.
Yeah, not yet. Okay. Writing up the draft.
yeah.
Just give it space and time. And I'm sure you are going to get a mouthful later from her. And I will try, as I'm sure Hultex, Echo, and even Shade will
No.
try to help mitigate it.
No, Gibbs, you don't understand. I'm grabbing your hands because I want you to make a peaking promise to me. The way we always do. And Bub is gonna transform the hand to like a pinky. I'm going to be leaving the crew after this mission.
Was that decided before tonight anyways?
I don't know. Part of me feels that these last couple months have been just a distraction, and I should have been looking for my twin Miles. And while it was great, I lived a life. I've lived so much of my life in these past couple months. I feel like he hasn't. And he's out there, and I don't know if he's okay. I don't know if he's this crazy bounty hunter. I don't even know, but I've wasted all this time, and maybe it's not worth it to be wasting my time on a relationship that's not gonna bear any flowers.
Spice is not your only relationship here. And what's nice about Mosaic is we've given a lot of space to fuck up, meaning we've also been given a lot of space to grow. And I'm not going to convince you to stay if you don't want to. I also feel like there's more important things out there than what we're doing, but I also don't know that I understand the gravity of what we're always doing. It feels immense. What are you asking me to promise?
I don't want you to tell anyone I'm leaving.
Why?
I don't want people to have to go through the steps of the goodbye and the stopping and all the dumb, stupid bullshit that comes with it. I just want to start fresh again.
I think we've seen the consequences of maybe what happens when you don't tell people things and how much hurt that feels. Is it that you don't want them to know, or you don't want to see them go through that? And I think even if it's not a real goodbye, and even if there's not an opportunity for them to respond, you have to tell them.
No, Gibbs, I don't. Are you gonna make this promise to me or not?
I think I want to think about it. But I trust you. And let's get through this mission, and I won't say anything. And if you leave, you leave.
All right.
But consider it.
All right. I think I just want to be alone for now, though, but thank you. And Bubs will just, he'll, like, turn off the lights, and Bubs won't, like, sob loudly. Bubs will just, I imagine Bubs just, he just, like, sits in, like, a fetal position on his bed, and he just, like, just stares out into nothing.
Okay. You do so. The time behind you in this dark room, all you can see is just the reflection of the drift countdown. And so you watch as that just slowly counts down from where it is at 38 to 35 to eventually 32. And then eventually you would find sleep at some point. Is there anything else that the rest of you are doing before the day passes?
I'm just casting a few spells
Okay.
into the spell crystal I've
Okay.
started.
No worries.
I'm just
Working on matrixing that up.
chilling with Pete now in the cockpit, trying to not listen to the crying.
Yeah, it's hard. It's coming from like both sides of the ship now, and it's not loud on one side, but especially you don't really know what it is. You woke up recently and your hearing seems better, and so you can hear this even better than you would have been able to maybe 24 hours prior.
What's it smell like?
It smells like a little bit of salt, a little saline, a little bit of ureter, but you
He doesn't see
what's in
or
tears?
anything, right?
No, so you know like the boogers that you get in your eyes? That's ureter. Same thing.
Oh, I didn't know that had a name.
That's the same thing that's in urine, yeah.
That comes out your
See,
eyes?
the reason that I
you
know
pee out of
this,
your
the
eyeballs.
reason that I know this, you know the fish that like in the Amazon that supposedly swims into the penis?
Yeah.
It can also swim in the
It
eyeball.
detects ureter and it goes towards where it's exuded in gills in fish. It comes out of gills, comes out of eyes in humans. It's a chemical. It comes out of a lot of places. Also in urine, but not like.
Is that when people can like shoot water out of their eye?
No, that's just like part. That's whatever's in your lacrimal ducts. So tears.
Oh, true. Not ureter.
No, not
Or
ureter.
milk if you're really good at it.
Yeah. So your eye holes are
gotten off
connected to
topic.
your nose and your mouth, and you absolutely can.
Ew,
If
girl.
you've ever,
Ew, ew.
I've seen someone do it.
if you ever laugh while drinking soda, worst experience. Yeah, terrible. I've done that. Yeah, Pizza Hut. Anyways, back to the story at hand. You spend some time with Squeak. The two of you sob separately, and Gibbs, you consider all that has been entrusted with you. But the day passes, and we are on to the final day. You used up half your day in this kind of exploration, so at the end of this day, we'll say you have a long rest, and you can kind of wake up right around arrival. Is there anything that you're doing the day before you arrive?
So we're landing at the Pallades.
You're emerging at the coordinates from the drift.
For
to the coordinates.
Pallades. The Pallades, is it 12?
The assemblage
Pallades
number
Rock.
12, yes.
Assemblage 12, yeah. Preparing for expedition onto this. I guess seeing if there's any more information that we can get, not from Hueltex, about like, Pallades Rock Assemblage.
Make a cultures
12.
check.
And then just doing like, prepping equipment and stuff. Doing the engineering check. It's not good. So I think it's like an 8 or a 9. Let me just take a quick.
Those coordinates would
I
place
leveled
you,
up, so it's a 9.
Hey, those coordinates would place you in a rough location that contains something like 18,000 named small satellites,
Okay.
all of which bear designations with 2 letters, a dash, and then 4 numbers.
So these are pretty general coordinates.
They're general coordinates, but more specifically, they're coordinates to a place where there's not a lot of information.
A cluster of celestial bodies.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah,
They're
like a belt of aspects.
Small, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess preparing to take manual control when we get to the asteroid.
No problem. Anybody else preparations before emerging?
Mine are unrelated to mission ahead.
Okay, no worries.
I was gonna knock on the door eventually if I wake up.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Oh my
Spice
God.
is still crying.
Okay, we'll get there in a second.
Cheese sauce.
Gibbs, there's like bowls of chicken noodle soup that are just starting to line every meal that each of these two people have missed. So,
Yeah.
like, there's, like, 6 bowls, and, like, I imagine they are stepped over or whatever, but, like, Gibbs will, like, ritually kind of replace them, but also, because she doesn't want to waste the food, is just going to leave the old chicken noodle soup until it, like, rots or, like, has, like,
It won't rot. So
Yeah.
there's this little cleaning drone that will come and, like, sweep it up if it stays
No, they're in
out.
bowls.
Yeah.
Hey, the little, the Roomba that you guys had.
I put the bowls on a box, so the Roomba can't touch it, but...
Do you really do that?
So the Roomba's gonna clean up the chicken noodle soup I'm
scented
leaving out
people.
for my friends.
So, like, the Roomba thing, if you leave it for more than a day and it just sits there,
Yeah.
you would see it will go up. You can see it has this part that allows it to extend to the counter height, and then it opens its little vacuum chute, and the entire bowl just, like, conveyor bays in, and the bowl itself, with maybe about 1/4 of an inch of space left over, fits perfectly into this drone.
Sorry, everyone.
You imagine many of the plates and cutlery would fit into this drone because it is designed to...
I find the off button at some point and just like casually as I'm walking by, turn the drone off.
Okay.
I just like leave it off for the remainder of this healing. This is part of the healing ritual.
Okay,
Is
sure.
these bowls have soup have to be here for them to feel better.
No problem. So you disable your only cleaning drone, and you, with Bubbles no longer doing it, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
This is
And then is there anything that Gibbs can do from where she is about the junk fall thing? Like, is it gone dark? Like the Discord's done, and like her world's on fire all the way in Petrus 4.
So there was a string of robberies and break-ins, if you search on the infosphere, that occurred on Petrus 4.
Okay.
It is not like the planet is burning.
Okay.
Rentropy has moved the junk ring and begun the process of like moving some of the infrastructure to support where it is being moved to in the aura system. But aside from that, it's not like anybody's writing about this. Like, there's a lot of writing about the elections.
And how did those turn out?
They haven't gone on yet.
Oh,
There's
okay.
debates that are coming up, but people are talking about that. People are talking about all kinds of things. Not really this. It's a blip. And it was big news the day it happened. 2 days later, already forgotten about. Not forgotten about, but it's not on the front page. You have to really go back, and there's like stuff mentioning that there are now temporary construction jobs available in Rat King because there was damage that was done, and like tangentially related things. But it's not like riots are happening. There's no huge like multi-day crime spree. It stops. But you go to your family's little chat. Last message from Hoagie, last message from Odora, last message from Jitters, last message from Nine, Orphan, Wicket, Tobin, all on the same day. All on the day that Socrates had mentioned that this event had occurred.
And so with these debates coming, has Tobin been seen out in the public eye in that space between the last message and...
Make a sense motive check.
Ooh, 19 plus a million. Give me 1 second. 19 plus 15 is 34.
So as you read the various posts, and Tobin post and Tobin's like campaign infosphere page, Tobin has a post today.
Okay.
But you read the words and you can't hear Tobin's raspy voice. You can't really hear the friendly, charismatic rat that you're familiar with. This sounds a little bit more like Socrates' words. And more like Socrates is perhaps keeping this going. But you remember Socrates said your friends had been captured. And you get the sense that that is very true.
Can I Venmo Socrates?
Not a sponsor.
Can I infosphere paywall this?
Send.
You want to info pay them?
Yeah, I want to info pay them.
Sure. So what are you info paying them?
3,400 credits.
Okay.
Holy. 3,000?
3,000.
And what are you putting in the notes field?
Holy.
I am putting
cow.
A big pile of spaghetti. Biscotti. It's spelled biscotti.
for your
sure.
continued support. Leaving it vague.
Okay.
And who's this 3,400 credit check made out to?
Socrates.
Okay.
Because I have his.
You do, yeah, you can send it.
Yeah.
So you send that, no problem.
I am gonna fund his endeavor. If he is trying to keep the farce up and he called me.
You get a message back from Socrates. And it has just one 4-letter word. Vesk.
What? I think about how I asked Spice about recycling in a GPF like 5 days ago and how she laughed at me and I never got a good answer and I'm like, God damn it, I wish I had asked a little harder. But Gibbs is gonna wait and let these two wounded hearts heal.
No problem. Shade. Some time passes, and the crying's not stopping.
I'm gonna have to knock on the door eventually.
Which
Fuck.
door?
The armory.
What?
I gotta fucking get some shit in there, and you're up in there crying still.
Okay, whatever.
All right, I'm knocking on the door
It's
to the
not.
armory.
Okay.
Is it?
No. There's just wailing on the other side.
Knock louder.
Can you just have the director open the door for you? Do you need
Director, can you open the door?
Nothing happens.
He's laying
Knock, 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 knock.
Well, it's
Spice.
Spice. As much as I want to answer the door, I can't.
Spice, please don't make me unlock the door.
Break it down. Break it down like my heart! Or something dramatic like that.
I would really rather not. Can you please unlock the door?
What's maybe you'll break the door and it will be unfixable, like my soul.
Please unlock the door.
Your heart is a cage that could never be breached, and you should keep it that way for your own good.
Behind you, the door to the crew quarters opens up and you can see Hultex. The eyes, nothing changes ever about his expression, but there is something almost annoyed to the glow that is coming from within the eyes. He walks over and just waves a hand over the door, and the door just open. And wordlessly, he turns around and walks back into the crew chambers. The door shuts.
I'm gonna walk in.
Spice is unshowered, probably naked, curled
No, I
up
shouldn't have taken
in the bed. It stinks in here of like sweat and crying and like body fluids.
Did you pee? You got
yeah.
urethra?
Yeah, it's the pee corner and whatever what was the word?
Ureter.
Uriner from her eyes.
And
yeah.
from the pee.
Yeah, it's gross in here. It's like humid.
Oh no.
Good thing I got the smoke sense too.
You can see like Squeak had followed you, and then as soon as the door opens,
Just
like the ears go
waft.
back, and you just hear and just runs into the cockpit.
Gibbs is smelling this and was like, not good. Not medically safe.
I came to retrieve some of the equipment for our mission.
Of course you did. You didn't come here because you care about my feelings.
I
Get your
also
shit and
came
leave me alone.
to see how you were doing.
So well, Shade! You see her eyes are fucking bloodshot and she's shaking. So well! Never been better.
Even I can see that that's not true.
Oh, your single eye works. Shit.
I understand that you and Bubs are separated for the moment.
Is that what you came in here for? No shit, Sherlock.
I came in here for some of the UPB and also the laser rifle. But also, now that we are here, how are you feeling?
I think like a wry smile cracks across Spice's face. And she's like cuddling this blanket like a actual mad woman. Unwell.
Why?
I'm a coward in more than way than one. And I fucked up so hard again. And I can't believe I did it.
I don't know which fuck up you are referring to specifically. But there will be more.
Is that supposed to be comforting? Because it doesn't feel like it. Shade, look at me. I'm the worst! I'm the fucking worst! And it's all out in the open now, and you come in here and say, don't worry, it's only gonna get worse from here. Fuck you, Shade! Get out!
I'm not saying that.
You're only saying you're gonna fuck up again. You're gonna break your own heart again, Spice. You're gonna break your heart again.
I'm not talking about your heart. There are choices that you can make now. What's happened has happened. If you feel the way that you claim to about yourself, are you going to continue crying?
Shade, I don't even know what else to do anymore.
I have noticed you have a particular need for support, and you focus on that support, but
Support.
Bubs is incredibly affectionate towards you. He cares very much.
Let me ask you, Shade. Do you think that I don't care about Bubbles?
I did not say that.
Is that, though, what's coming across? I'm asking you earnestly.
I have noticed some of your actions. You have a tendency for self-serving.
What are you talking about? I'm just kidding. She doesn't say that.
I believe that
I've never noticed that. Wait, there's no way.
these qualities that you have are both a blessing and a curse for you.
Right now, everything just feels like a fucking curse.
Yes, I understand that emotional trauma, such as a breakup, would do that. I believe that being more in control
Okay,
will allow you to process these better.
I think, obviously, this is coming from a place of, you wouldn't come into this disgusting room to tell me just to shut up. You came here out of a place because you care, which is, this is you showing you care. But I am like this, and as much as I want to change, I can change, period. I can change, period. That's it. You're right.
Sense motive?
Yeah,
Do I need to sense motive?
No, I mean, you can. What, you can do? Do you want me to contest it?
No, I mean, Is it deception? I'm an android.
No, you see Spice, there was something like she was shaking and like sweaty in her bed and like obviously so annoyed that you came in, but like her demeanor has changed.
Spice, for better or worse, the 6 of us share a ship. Whatever you have between bubs, I know you can make an attempt to work it out.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Please try.
I hurt his feelings really bad.
Feelings are often hurt. It's how you respond afterward that can change the way that the outcome goes.
Andrea giving good advice.
Oh.
And as Shade says that, you think about the fact, and then you can still feel these words on your mouth because you don't know that you've ever said them before. You hurt his feelings. You hurt them really bad. And those words feel weird, but they don't feel wrong. And as you think about this, you think about the way that Julian looks now. And what Shade is saying, there is a lot to the fact that you can make choices to perhaps change the way that this story ends.
Joe, I
because
hate
it is
you.
9
I hate you! I hate you!
This is where we're gonna.
Oh my god!
But thank you for joining us for this session of Starfinder.
dude.
Fantastic
Yeah.
roleplay, everybody.
Whoa.
I was initially annoyed that you guys just put my ghost in a box.
Ghostbuster,
Yeah. First turn, absolutely.
But
that's the bad one. Get him out of here.
Overall, we're
I've been
good.
using that proton snare for like everything.
Thank you for joining
It's
us for
'cause it
this session of
vibrates, I know.
Starfinder. We will be back next week. We're gonna have Kara back with us. I think somebody's not with us next week. Who is it?
I hope it's not.
No, you are here. It's next year that you're not here.
No.
Next year.
Yeah, we're all back next
year.
week. But
Next
if you
year.
can't wait that long,
buddy.
you planned a wedding a year out. I'm planning a wedding a year out. It's just like what people do now.
Yeah.
Oh, next year,
Next year,
next week,
September
next year.
2025. I got the date wrong because she
All right,
told me.
put it on
We
your
will be back
calendars
next
and
week.
down,
If you
put
can't
it
wait that
down.
long, tomorrow night, join us at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our original D&D campaign, Courts of Everest. But until then, please stay safe. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
See you, space boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend.